hello, everyone. We are live. It's your girl Montique, your your guy, Big D Energy, Damicio,
Yes.
your PhD, and I think Callie is on her way because she just said okay in our little chat. Um, Now hurry up. Why you need backup, D? You can handle
I
me and
need that.
Joy. You can
I
handle
need
the threesome
that.
with us, okay? All right.
Ooh. Joy, are you down for the threesome,
Are
honey?
you down for the
Ooh.
threesome, Joy? Okay, anyway, everything we say is
No.
allegedly our opinion and entertainment purposes. Yes, she is.
Joy.
Whatever. We have
A
a good old
throuple.
time.
What is it called? A throuple?
Couple, yeah.
Yeah.
Three lesbians
That was a
together.
couple.
Three lesbians together.
Yeah.
Oh,
We do
Lord.
all of us.
I have a coochie, y'all. I had to
Three's company
Oh,
disclaimer.
too.
Lord.
Three's company too.
Disclaimer.
What you say? You got a coochie?
I do.
Girl, I
Disclaimer.
saw a post. It remind me to tell y'all what it is. I meant to screenshot it and said it. It was a woman that was like, y'all know, do gay men know we have behinds too? I was like,
We
what?
have what? We have what?
Behinds too.
Oh yeah, I don't think they know.
Oh my god.
Hey, Marsha. A mess. Oh, okay. So we're doing the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion part 2. Everything we say allegedly our opinion, entertainment purposes only. Am I missing anything?
No.
We're here to have fun. We're not gonna agree because we are all on different ends of the spectrum. So you will like one of us. Hopefully. You may not like none of us, but you should like one of us. I'm going to share it out. My chat stick moment, unless someone else has one, is so y'all watched the Beverly Hills reunion, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, any
Oh,
other
Anne
husbands?
Marie and her bull crowd.
We can talk about
Not
that if y'all
one.
want, but no
Not
husbands were
one.
there. And
Not
Mauricio
one.
Oh yeah, husbands are never
had
there.
a
Not
but why
for
does it
no,
have to
we
why
weren't.
husbands
Not for Beverly Hills. It wasn't. It was no husbands there.
That's what I'm saying. They
hey
never have the
Marvin?
husbands.
So why do the
I've
husbands have
never
to come
seen
to
a
Potomac?
husband. I have never seen a husband at nowhere but
I remember
Atlanta.
Penny Gay.
You know what? I just thought about it. You're right. They aren't
Right,
ever
they
there.
don't. That's what I want to talk to you about. Why
Nobody
is
has it but Potomac, Atlanta, and New Jersey.
but why is it just certain
That's
You're
it.
shows the
so.
husband?
They don't do it on Miami.
No, I ain't never seen none of the
See,
husbands.
so
Ain't never came.
this is why I want to do this chat stick moment because why are different shows held to different standards with their husbands? Why do
That's
y'all
a good
think?
point.
I think
That's
the
a good
only
point.
I think PK came out one
Penny Gay?
reunion because he was yeah, I was saying because he was involved in the conflict. But
Yeah.
that's it. Other than that, I don't think nobody has ever came out to reform Beverly Hills, OC, besides Dunn. I think when the whole cancer thing came about.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, no. Miami, no. New York, no.
I don't think Dubai. Theirs didn't.
Oh,
I don't
what? I
remember.
didn't
No.
even notice that. And
I
I don't
that's
like. Yeah,
mhm.
I never really tripped off that.
Just those
I
three.
think
No, New Jersey.
Jersey, the husbands play a bigger role
They
than I've
do.
seen on the franchises I watch.
Right.
I don't watch all of them, but New Jersey's husbands, like I think they would film with them. And I do remember in Atlanta when everybody's relationship was kind of intact because things have happened. I can remember when Greg was alive and stuff. I can remember them filming episodes that were just men. And the one that stands out in my head was all of them sitting around saying if they could get with one of the housewives, who would they get with? And almost all of them said Portia, except Greg.
Oh, okay. See, I don't remember that.
Except Greg. Greg got sense. Greg,
But they
he
did.
my wife. He has sense.
So, but why do you think that they're held to a different? I didn't share this out yet, but we got a lot of
Because
people watching.
That's a good
because out of
question.
all of the franchises, the three that we named where the husbands are at the reunions and stuff like that are the only three franchises where the husbands are actually involved. Because the husbands
Oh, in the
are not
show.
Yeah, I was gonna say because New York, their husbands was barely there. Some
But
of them
I
didn't
think
even
the
have it.
husbands are involved in Beverly Hills. We hear a lot from Demisio.
They
Like we
are.
hear a lot from PK.
They're not
Like
involved the
those
same way. Like, yeah, we do see Mauricio and PK and stuff like that. We do see them, and they do like kind of gossip and stuff like that. But they're still not as involved as like Peter, Todd, Joe
that is true.
Gorga.
That is
But
true.
the
Now
Potomac
that is
husbands
true.
aren't that involved. I mean,
Yeah,
Gordon got
but
a
I was just gonna
little
say none
active
of
at
them are
the end,
really.
but they're
Yeah.
no more involved than anyone else.
I
Yeah,
will admit that about Atlanta. You're right about Atlanta. They are very involved, but you don't really see that. You only see the
New
husbands
Jersey too.
at events, and none of the husbands stick around to even watch like
Yeah,
gossip. Like
yeah,
even when they did the pickleball, the husbands didn't really engage with them.
yeah, that's true. But they
Like
still have been involved. Like Michael won. Like it's still a big difference. Like it's still a huge difference. Like Mauricio and them don't get involved at all. I've never seen nobody but maybe Lisa Vanderpump's
they got
husband.
involved with
Yes, they
Garcelle.
did. And then
No,
another thing,
Actually,
they're
they
not
do.
like arguing with them like head on. Like it's through
but
the
Wanda don't argue with them women. When did
Joe Gorg and them do
The
argue
only
on
no, I'm
there. They
talking about
argue.
Potomac. We're talking about Potomac. Them
no,
husbands
now
don't argue with
the only
them.
one that argued with women have been Chris.
They don't argue with them. So I that was just
But
my
Chris.
question.
Michael.
Why do you think they're held to a different standard?
That
Do you
is
think it's
true.
because they're
Michael
more
did
involved?
with Candiace.
I'm not saying that they're held to a
But I
different
think it was
standards,
more
but it's
responsible.
just like the men on particularly the white ones, they don't care about fame and all of that. That's not saying they're rich.
But one don't want to be seen on camera at all.
And then you see one ain't there. So if you're there, that's really kind of like their choice to be there because they don't be talking about nothing. They just there.
But yeah, but he wanted one.
But
Juan should
also
have been. I ain't
Potomac
saying
Juan
is
never
Juan
did
should have
like
been
this
there.
show though.
Yeah, I want y'all to know
Potomac
I
is
mean
the
too.
main
from
one
the first
that
season.
who?
I
Huh?
do
I
think
agree
Juan
that he should have been, but
Juan
Juan has
should have been
never liked this. Like never.
So I don't want
Yeah,
people to
he
think
has
that's
it.
what we're saying. Let's rate it real quick, and then we'll get into it.
7.5.
Okay, that's a good size. What about you?
I think like a 9. I thought it was a really good show.
I thought it was
Y'all,
good too.
I
I'm
don't know
gonna give
what
it
y'all
8.
expect. I
I
thought
like
it was
an 8.
really good.
I said an 8. What do y'all think people are watching? Hey, everybody. How would y'all rate it? We're a little behind. Let me get my notes.
Yeah, but I don't think that it was a situation where Michael really came for Candiace. Candiace was kind of excessive about, she had an opinion about Michael, and all of us may even agree with it. Like I
Oh,
agree
please.
with
It don't even got
most of
nothing
the
to
things
do with
Candiace
Candiace.
said.
He used to flat out argue with
But
Karen.
wait a minute.
He did?
But
Yes.
Hold on, I'm gonna be right back because I think I got the wrong photo. Y'all keep talking.
it was about their opinion of him. It wasn't like he did something to them. What it was he was doing things that people were complaining about behind the scenes, regardless if he was touching their butt, to get naked, to jump in the pool, getting drunk. Michael was a problem child, and they had an opinion about him. Because they had an opinion, then he responded. It wasn't like Michael didn't like somebody for one reason or another.
He
And then
definitely did not like Karen and Ray. He was on there talking about their tax issues and all this. Him and Ray got into it on the reunion. They was talking about all that. It had nothing to do with
but it was their opinion. I think that I agree with you, but you have to go back, put it in context that when the first day that we met Michael, he was trying to get naked and jump off a boat. So Michael did some pretty crazy things that people had an opinion about. That was the beginning of the issues. It wasn't like he did something to them directly. They had an opinion on what he did, and he responded with ugly things. So yeah, when something came up with Karen or Ray, then he had an opinion. But it wasn't like it was a situation where he started with them. They just had an opinion on his behavior, and I agree with them. So I'm not taking up for Michael.
Right.
I'm just putting things in context.
All right.
When you decide to have an opinion about somebody and open it vocally, then you kind of open yourself up that when something happens to you, I'm going to now have an opinion about you. If that had, it's almost a tit for tat sort of thing. But if you're going to be respectful to me, I'll be respectful to you. I think it's.
But my thing was and I know you say Beverly Hills Husbands aren't that involved, but there was this breakup thing, right? And Mauricio, in my opinion, should have been there. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, why are on some shows, even though the husbands, because that was some of her story.
You're right.
Need to be there I agree with certain shows, but not others. So we do a chat stick moment of the week. That's just how we get y'all to come in to make sure y'all are here before we start talking about the show. So that was the moment. Okay. Anything else, y'all? Was that a good one? I think I did good.
Yeah, right. I think that was a good one.
Hey, Kelly.
She's here. So we're all here now. We're about to get into it. I've already gave the disclaimer, Callie, that we're all on different sides of the story. So you're going to like one of us, hopefully. Maybe not all of us, but you'll like one of us. Everybody's going to like me. Okay? But anyway.
Because if not, the conversation will be shut down. Be like, okay?
Bye, Felicia. Get off the numbers. You don't have to like me.
Okay,
I don't care if you like me. What'd you say?
No, you can go ahead. Yeah.
Are you being shady? Because I don't care.
See this? Can I ask you a question? Can I ask y'all a question before we get started?
Yes. Go ahead, Mama Cedar.
Okay, so I watched this last night, but then I watched it right before this. I was playing it while I was getting dinner ready. Am I tripping? And because you all, if you didn't watch it, I was watching it on Peacock the second time. Do y'all remember Mia talking? So the Peacock episodes are supposed, they're uncensored and they're supposed to be extended. So I'm asking, is this an extended scene? I think I may have noticed an extended scene. I'm asking you all that they played this last night. Did they play that Mia was living in Atlanta, but had an apartment in DC, and Gordon was living in Charlotte? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't remember that from last night.
They did. Okay, so y'all ready to get into it?
All right.
Y'all ready? We're gonna have fun, okay? Who is Aisha Gibbs? I don't see her comment. We want to see it. Tell her to type in the comments on our YouTube possibly or Facebook, because I don't see it. No, you don't remember it doing the season. Did they show it on the season, or are you talking about did they just talk about it? Joy, somebody wants to clip.
Did they talk about it or at the reunion? Because I didn't remember that last night. Okay, that's what I was saying. I said I wonder because they claim that these scenes on Peacock are extended and they're uncensored.
Oh, I need to start watching on Peacock. Okay.
It's a little bit better on Peacock because it was things that I didn't realize that they were calling each other HOs at the beginning because they bleeped that out.
Who did?
Okay, that's why I was saying the first question that was asked was to Karen from Andy, and it was about when she was on Watch What's Happening Live, she called me a whore. Not a whore, but a hoe. And then, see, that's what I was saying. It's some extended stuff in here. And then,
but tell us about it, girl, because I don't remember that.
And then Karen said, no, I didn't call you that. He asks a specific question, and she says, a whore. I can't remember exactly what Karen said, but basically it sounded like you got to know one to be one or something. And then Mia said, so you calling yourself a whore? She's like, I'm not a whore. She said, that's what you said meant. Yeah, that was the very first question and scene. So if you all want to see Peacock,
the first thing I saw was the continuation between Wendy. Denisio, go on mute, please. What I saw was between Wendy and Wendy was telling all the tea about the little boy. Okay.
Yeah, it was. Well, he was still talking. He asked Karen a question. It did end off too. But he asked Karen a question, and Karen answered. I can't remember what she said. It was something very.
Yeah, if you say take one to know one.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Too.
Yeah, it was something like that. And then Mia said, "You calling
Angela.
yourself a whore?" She's like, "No, I'm not a whore." She said, "Well, that's what that means."
Well, that's that Surrey County education. That's all we're gonna say. Allegedly. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going orders because I want to say that y'all wanted certain people to stay cute and mute, and when they didn't, it got a little nasty. I'm just gonna say that them being not cute and mute, this reunion got a little me clutching my pearls, but we'll talk about it. Do y'all? I know I asked this earlier, but I want to ask it again because people are still talking about Wendy giving that baby's name and talking about Gordon ain't coming to the house. Is she wrong for selling it? Should she have said it?
No, because first of all, it was said on TV, so it was gonna be discussed either way it go.
No, we
So
did not know that he came to the house trying to take that little boy away because he thought it was his.
I just don't understand what her point was, especially knowing that and you didn't check. It almost felt like, oh, something about that. I do want to say this before I forget this thought. One of the things that Wendy said is an explanation of, you're willing to get that tad bit of information. And up until that day, she had never said anything. And I was sitting up here thinking, but both Candiace and Wendy were telling people that he did call them. They didn't give any details. And all I kept saying is, that's what Gizelle does all the time. And they get on Gizelle about doing just that. Gizelle doesn't give a lot of details, but she puts enough out there for you to draw a conclusion. Because Candiace was doing radio interviews telling people and told that Gordon called the house. Called them, their husbands, giving all their tea. And when Wendy went on Watch What's Happening Live, she did as well.
Gordon
and I noticed that only those two did it. And when Wendy was doing that little spiel, like she tries to do about, I could have got my lick back, I was like, well, you kind of did. Because you the one that put it out there.
Back. She did. She got her
it's
lick back.
not really the fact that we knew that they were questioning it in the first place. It was already out there. So it just that was just an add-on.
I'm not talking about that.
What Wendy said was an add-on to what was already going to be displayed worldwide to everybody.
I wasn't talking about that though.
I don't know. I don't know the timeline.
Wendy, before we even saw any bits of this reunion, we already knew that Gordon had called people's husbands. We knew that in the fall when Candiace did an interview. Right after that news dropped, I don't know how many days or weeks went by, but it was very close. Somebody on a radio station, I don't know if it was a podcast or a radio station, and one of the people said, well, did you hear about your friend Wendy? You know what's going on with Wendy? She said, I got some tea on that. And then she went in and said, he called all of our husbands and did a rundown. Those interviews are out there. And when Wendy went on Watch What's Happening Live, sometime later when the season was filming, Wendy also mentioned it on Watch What's Happening Live. That's all that I'm saying. They put, like, nobody else mentioned it, just them two.
But I want to answer this question. So, because I felt the same way, because I don't know why everybody like Mia now, when y'all hated her, when she quote unquote assaulted Wendy, but now she the face of the show.
Thank you.
But anyway, I have no idea, and I like Mia, but it's just the way that these fans turn around so fast. It really trips me out.
I actually like that. They do. Nobody should be fixated with one person, and you should almost give everybody a chance first season, first day. Like first day shit. I forget details until something else comes up. So when I watch episode number 1 next season, I have no alliances. I'm going with. There are people who I obviously like, but that could literally change because it has.
Okay, but let me say this. So now,
I like.
We have our little battles. They fun and all, but isn't it the same Wendy who, after she was assaulted, showed her vagina to Mia. Isn't it the same Wendy
Yes,
who?
it was crazy.
Isn't this the
Yes.
same Wendy who, when she was getting in a pickle at pickleball, ran and said, "I want to make amends with Mia so she wouldn't get caught in a pickle"?
Yes.
So you can't say all this sisterhood stuff and then say, "Well, I was gonna call you," but then do the interviews and then have the little list going on and not tell Mia. Because Karen, like Mia said,
Yeah.
Karen and her was mad at each
I don't
other.
know if her thing went out, but yeah, they have been. Oh, I don't know if you going out, Mama.
It's storming. Let me see. Okay, go ahead, Joe. Go ahead and finish.
Is she out with you all? Because she's out with me.
No.
Wait,
Am I
actually,
in or out?
say it again.
You're not out, Montique. You're in.
Oh, okay. I don't know. It's storming here, y'all. It storms every Monday. I don't think the Lord want me to be acting foolish with y'all, but oh well. So I don't know. I don't hate. Well, I don't hate Wendy, but I do think that Wendy is overproduced, and I've said this a lot of times. But go ahead. Who else want to go? Because I feel like I don't talk too much.
I just feel like that was probably the most honest response that somebody could have given to it. Because one thing we do know about these girls is that when they get around each other at the party spot, they're always talking about those inappropriate conversations, no matter the fight they had before or after. So the fact that they got to showing whatever they were showing afterwards, when Mia said, "Why didn't you call?" they were very honest with her. Look, you just put a drink. You just assaulted me. Well, did you really expect me to call you? One. And then Candiace, I just didn't want to be involved. So why you? That's really honest. You
I
should
like
expect
the
me
I
to
didn't
call.
want to be involved. I think Candiace's answer was great.
I think they both were. I think they
But
both were. I think
Wendy
they
did
were
not
very
just get
honest.
assaulted. She got assaulted last season. They
Was
supposedly
it
had made up
last
since
season,
then.
1 month, 1 week? It doesn't matter.
No, they
But
But you
did
if the
get
can't say
that.
last
you're
time
gonna
I
make
saw
up with
you is
me.
when
And okay.
Okay, but it's not like they were besties or anything like that. Like they just were there together. Like they were being cordial. Like it wasn't any beef, but we still ain't just
yeah. If the last
I
time I
just
saw
think Wendy
you,
wanted to get her lick back, and I'm okay with that. That should have been the answer. But you
But
threw a
what
drink
lick was
on
they getting
me.
back
she
about
didn't.
something that was
Yeah, she didn't
already
get a
out
lick
there?
back. Yeah, she
I
didn't
don't
tell
understand.
any details about the gossip. But yeah, she probably got her lick back and laughing at the
It could have been
situation. But
hashed
she,
out.
Who's thing?
Is that me? Okay, I don't know. Anyway, where we at? I'm sorry, y'all. Am I
Mia.
still here? Okay.
Yeah.
So we don't think she was wrong. Some think she was, some don't. So Mia says she had IUI with Jeremiah. So why is there? Go ahead.
Hold on. I want to also say this. Well, no, I guess I'll save this for later. Never mind. You can go ahead.
Oh, you sure? Don't forget. Write
Yeah.
it down. Don't be like Dory. Okay. Mia says she had IUI with Jeremiah. So why are we even questioning his paternity?
because Mia lying. Mia lying. She probably only did the IUI because she already thought she was pregnant. The IUI was to say, "Look, this is me and you," but she
Oh
was
my
already
God,
pregnant.
Kelly.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm happy y'all said it.
Mia be lying, and Mia has taught Gordon how to lie. Gordon boldly said at that event, "My wonderful wife, when you've been cheating for 10 years." But okay.
So everybody's saying Mia's a liar. None of these women are her friends. I agree with that too. So anyway, Karen said that they shouldn't. I think Karen was a little disappointed in Wendy. She said you shouldn't. Well, I think she was disappointed in all of them for bringing up the son. And are y'all not disappointed that they even put the little son in it?
They shouldn't have brought it up.
Yeah.
It's the least of the disappointments in this show, though. But
the kid thing, I think that's the worst thing because he's gonna have to grow up and see this. This child gonna be in therapy. I'm gonna be in therapy for him. Let's see. Do y'all think that Mia and Ink have been together for how many years?
Since high school.
They
dated in high school.
Did y'all see the prom picture? I wanted to get it, but I didn't see it. It was on
They
the
went
show.
to prom together.
Yes, it was on the last reunion. They flashed up the prom picture. And I meant to screenshot it. But so is Mia telling her true story when she didn't bring up the fact that she was cheating on her husband, or
no, she just lies.
That's definitely withholding, but she has so much other stuff going on. You can kind of get that a pass.
I'm still trying to figure out the three grandmothers, the
Okay,
grandparents.
like
What?
Let's
hello.
talk about that.
Is that the
Okay,
grandparent-in-law or what happened?
she actually said, I came in. I had three grandparents who died. So fortunately, really, I got an inheritance. Is it fortunate that they passed away? I don't understand. What do y'all think about the
I
three
think
grandparents?
she's just talking about like leaving money. That is something like um my mother-in-law. Like
Oh,
it's a
go ahead.
different kind of situation when you got hundreds of thousands of dollars. That it's different. It's like a different. It's different. I don't even know how to explain it. It's a different situation when you ain't got to figure out how stuff is gonna get paid. You it's a different what you need. Let me write a check.
I
It's
get that.
different. And
But if you
I
know that Gordon is not good with money, why are you spending the money like water? Because to me,
I
she's saying act like she found out early on.
yeah, because that house was a ridiculous last year that they was
Right.
renting was ridiculous. But I think that was more about, you know, riding on her success. Because not only does she have this salary from this school, from this job, I didn't realize that she was a Fashion Nova
Hmm.
ambassador.
Yeah. I don't
And
know if
it
she
kind of
was when they bought that
it,
house. She just became that. So
oh, it was recent.
yeah, it's recent. Yeah. There we
Yeah,
go, Leanne.
that is
Leanne, we don't ever agree that often, but when we do, it's right. She's not good with money either.
yeah.
Y'all ain't got nothing to say up top. We gonna move on. Okay. Is it okay?
Did you
So she
notice
said,
that she said
go
she
ahead.
lived in $1,100 1,100 square foot house? Do you know how small that is?
Girl,
That
with
was
how
my
many
first
children?
house. With 3 children. We couldn't even stay there when I got pregnant. I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
wait to get out of the house. And it was just three of
Right.
us. It was just me, my husband, and Jamila. But when I got pregnant, I was like, I'm not bringing no baby here. So
It's 1,100, and
we
it's a
got to move.
penthouse, right?
Girl,
So
is
it's
it a
probably beautiful.
penthouse?
It's probably
It's a
beautiful.
penthouse.
That's
What you say,
small.
Callie?
It's probably beautiful. Those small,
Oh, I bet it's good, and I
expensive,
bet it's
yeah.
expensive.
Mm-hmm. So
But
eleven
to
hundred
go,
square
I
feet.
mean, but that could work. How many kids Mia got?
3.
3. And how many bedrooms?
She didn't get into that I recall.
I would think at least 3.
I was
Wow.
gonna say at least 3. 2 of them can roommate, bunk bed together, and the oldest can have the room. That's
Gordon
how.
to be across
I
the
mean,
street.
I'm not.
They fine.
You can raise a family there. I'm only saying that because of this, but because my starter neighborhood was somebody's finished neighborhood. So,
Amen.
yeah, I mean that's the truth. Because there are people that consider my house here maybe a starter for them.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is. I'm not passing judgment, or
Oh
at
no,
least I hope I'm
I
not.
was just saying, child.
I'm just it just is such a downgrade. And I mean that's life. That's life. It happens.
Okay, we talked about that. I don't know. I'm still okay. So somebody put, what was this? So okay, I'm not gonna put that. Oh, some people said this about Wendy and the kid. They said that you want someone to respect your mother, but you did not respect that little boy Jeremiah. I think that's a little.
Ooh,
I don't
that's
know.
a good
What
point.
y'all think?
Well, the kid
What
should have
y'all
been
think?
brought up. I mean, just for me, taking the kid totally out. There's other things on the show that are, that are worse.
But it
We
was
just need to take
still.
him out because we're not adding him to the conversation, not because the kid is not important. Of course, the
But
Right.
kid is, but
again,
we're still
it.
talking about it, so it's still like he was still on the show. She shouldn't have brought it up. I don't think we should either.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It was gonna be
So
talked about. Like he said it
Yeah.
on
we
camera.
have to
Like it was
talk
gonna
about
be.
what was said. That's why, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, um,
Same thing Andy said.
say
She
we make
was
a
just add on to an already bad situation.
mm.
Because Gordon
But
saying it was enough for me, And then to hear that he get called around and stuff like that, that just makes it even worse. Like Gordon is the bad guy still, really kind of in this situation, not Wendy. She was just adding on to something that was already said.
Oh, nobody discounts that. Nobody can say that she's the bad guy. Gordon is the
No,
bad
I'm
guy.
just saying that in
He
reference to
was
what
trying to
she
hurt
just
me.
said. In reference to what Teak just said, with him trying to compare
to what the people were saying, right?
Yeah, compare that to what Gizelle did. No.
For the life of me, I just don't understand the context of you trying to stay out of it, but then you talking about it to us. That was the part that doesn't.
Because they're at the reunion.
It doesn't make
they're at
sense.
The reunion.
No. Wendy mentioned this. They weren't at the reunion. Wendy mentioned this on Watch What's Happening Live.
Okay, she
Candiace
mentioned them. She didn't go into detail.
Mentioned this in an interview.
So that's what Joy's saying is they wasn't trying to stay out of it if they're mentioning it. Does that make sense?
How were they in it? All they said was that Gordon called their husbands and told them some stuff. We don't know. We didn't know at the time. I know what Joy's talking about. I've seen those.
Right, Leanne, because we're not gonna agree. Leanne said move.
I know what she's talking about, but it still was not talked about in depth. Like when I saw that, I wasn't thinking about none of this at that time. When I saw it, I'm just like, oh child.
You do know that this is Gizelle's whole argument. I wish y'all could hear yourself. This is always Gizelle's whole argument.
No, it's not.
Gizelle has no argument.
She only puts enough out there without the details, but she gets pounced on for even mentioning it.
Because Gizelle goes after people's husbands and marriages. There's a difference.
It was in the blogs. Wendy's stuff was in the blogs. She mentioned it because it was in the blog, and she mentioned it.
Okay, but how about we say this? She mentioned it because it was in a blog, even though literally the season prior to that they were talking about that same blog being a lie because it made up lies about Gizelle too.
No, it was the same article.
Yes, it was the same blog.
No, it wasn't the
same
blog. Yes, it was. It was the same. Yes, it was. Go back.
She wasn't even in season 4.
No, I'm talking about season 5. Season 5. She
that
was
blog,
there.
I can pull it up. They came while they were in hiatus. That's fact. There's a couple of things that are fact. That Osu stuff, all of those came from the same
blog, because literally that's the whole point of why her and Robyn was texting about it, because the blog said stuff about Robyn too that was a lie.
That was season 6. That was the end that was at the reunion of season 6.
Okay, Joy. Move on.
What was that? I don't remember Robyn.
They said it.
Monique stuff.
They said it.
It wasn't out.
It was not in season 5. Okay.
It was not. That was the whole Monique thing. It wasn't.
I'm talking about the blog that
if we don't bring up Monique and Gizelle.
It came out in February while they were in hiatus. I can literally pull up the dates, and we can pull up when the reunion was. It's a couple of things that are just undisputable. This is one of them.
Okay. Wendy said this at the reunion, so it really don't even matter. Gizelle didn't deny it.
Of season 6. You're right. Of season 6.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead and talk about Monique and Gizelle since that's what was brought up?
What about Monique and Gizelle?
You don't want to talk about that? Since we're talking about Gizelle, let me see. What did Gizelle say? She was upset that that they were looking at her funny when she was talking about her daughter. I wonder how Monique felt when Gizelle was passing around trying to get folks to believe that her son wasn't her son. Since we're talking about kids and assuming.
Bringing up the same blog that talked about her. He said it was lies.
Don't argue about it, George. It
didn't happen. Only person that mentioned the girl's baby is Monique.
They never talked about it. It was just a plot. But so Monique thought it was right though. And
Candiace used the word plot, which was the wrong word, and that's why she got hit. Well, she should have never used that word.
She got hit because she used the word plot.
She caused the chaos and confusion when she used that word plot. I'm just telling y'all. I don't think she should have got hit, but
no.
It was Monique's best friend who contacted Candiace. We know the story, but people don't believe what they believe.
No, I was just saying that the same blogs that were talking about Wendy was talking about the entire cast. That's what I was saying. The blog talked about everybody, which is
Yeah, it
what
did. That's
Karen,
where
which is
Hot
what.
Box and that's where Sing Sing came from, basically, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So it's just like that was Wendy's whole point.
Something's wrong with the sound. I don't know. Let me watch it. Let me move on. Ask a question, then I'll watch it while y'all
Because
talk.
baby, send it in the group chat. It's that simple.
Send what?
The blog that they're talking
Oh,
about.
that's you and Joy. You talking about Joy? Because I'm like, what you talking about? I don't be caring. After we get off here, I don't need to prove nothing after that. Chris said he hasn't said a word about anything. He wanted to leave it in the past. He said after he did those 3 interviews.
I love how he gathered Gizelle, honey.
So well, we gonna get to that. I think they just didn't want to argue with the man, but because Gizelle was not mute to anybody else. I just think she didn't want to argue with a man, and I wouldn't either. But
she shouldn't
well,
talk about a man
What
with
did
false
Gizelle
allegations
actually
either.
do? Because y'all making it seem like she just did
let
a
me
lot.
see.
She ain't
I
even
didn't say she did anything. She finally talked. Y'all wanted her to talk. She don't have the reads. I will say that. But she said on business. What she said something. They tried to say they didn't say it. She made sure they did. She stood on business. Y'all wanted her to do it. She did it. It may not be the quick reads and the things that you think make somebody a good housewife.
I know I'm missing what y'all talking about. Right. What did she do that we were talking about?
Between me and Demisio. This is something me and him are talking about.
Okay.
Honey, me and D sometimes be going at it.
Kelly, you know they acting like
we have fun though, D, right?
Kelly, yes, we do. Yeah. Kelly, you know they acting like Gizelle just been, oh my God, activated.
Yeah, Lord,
but she really been the same old Gizelle. It ain't nothing.
I say it on Boss Up. What did you say on Boss Up, Mama? Thank you, Toya. Because Toya, I was confused. Repeat that. She stood on last. Am I still here?
Literal lies.
So what do y'all think about Chris wanting to move on and not talk about it anymore, but it was still talked about? Why do you think it was still talked about?
Because of Candiace.
His wife keep talking about it.
I mean, but I know we wasn't expecting them to just come into the season without it being brought up. I mean, that's how Housewives go. You're going to talk about what happened the season before. And if it was not for Gizelle saying the lies in the first place, it wouldn't even be nothing to be continuously talking about at all.
What did she lie on? What exactly?
Let's just talk about the insinuation
You feel like she didn't lie. I feel like she lied.
The insinuation isn't a lie. It's not even based off of reality.
Well, let's just talk about it then. Insinuation. What else did she say about insinuations on the show today or yesterday? What else did she say? You watch the 15 times before you
every time we go live.
That's why I said, I got my opinion, and she got the why I said that because I knew where this was headed. I knew.
We knew. I tried to move away from it. I be trying, but y'all keep wanting to do it. And I'm like, why?
Can I finish so I don't lose my Dory?
Go ahead.
Insinuate. She was so hot when she threw out Candiace, who wasn't even talking to her. You do not have to go out and insinuate that we are colorists. You went on the internet and you put this insinuation out there that we are colors. How can you do such a thing? But it's okay for Gizelle to go out and put an entire insinuation out of SA, an entire lie out about.
Hold on, let's just say sexual harassment instead of assault.
The insinuation is bad across the board, but it is a travesty for you to insinuate I'm a colorist. Oh my God! But it's not a travesty for her to insinuate.
They act like they ain't never talked about it before. Like Katie didn't call them out and used to get them together back then. Who cares about Katie having mental issues? When that was going on, Katie was perfectly fine. So
yeah, I mean that's very true. When that was going on, Katie was a lot healthier. Perfectly fine. That's true. But since we brought up the word insinuate, you ain't got nothing to say about that.
Look, I done said enough. I told you I'm not doing it.
And Wendy said what needed to be said.
I just said all I said the last time we went live or how I felt about it.
Truth be told, honey, she was talking about Andy too.
Joy, you don't
Who?
have anything to say?
Wendy, when she gathered them at the end, when Karen was like, "We're the best group of black women." I love how
They
she came
are.
in there.
And
No,
I don't agree with Wendy. I feel like Wendy shouldn't have cut Karen off. I feel like they should have at least had the conversation. I can't believe Karen didn't snap back at her, but I think Karen was just trying to keep the peace. None of them are done. They could have had the conversation, but this wasn't the place for it. I do not think Bravo is the place for it. The
I
fans
think she
are
was
going
more so
to.
talking about Andy T.
Oh, well, okay. Now that makes sense. I do agree with that. That's why I said Bravo's not the place. So we're kind of saying the same thing. Andy cannot be in this conversation. But I feel like no matter what people say, and even when Candiace said that she didn't think that anyone was colorist, people still say that they are. So the people are going to feel the way they feel. So I don't know why people still want to argue about it. Just let the people who think they are, and then people who don't. You know what I mean? I wouldn't watch a show if I thought that people were colorists. That would just be me. I would not.
As I've said before, I don't feel like they're colorists either, but I do get why the insinuation could be
I
taken there because it does look like coming from Karen, and then when they do stuff, they don't rain down as hard as they do on Candiace now.
Joy,
Like
does the
they
cat have
all
your
have
tongue?
said crazy things to each other. Like Gizelle and Karen have said crazy things to each other. And yes, they can apologize. Yes, they can make up. But at the end of the day, they still go very, very low with each other. And it's not taken the same. Ashley has said some pretty low down stuff.
Candace and Wendy sat on that couch looking like scared little beautiful brown skinned girls that were
you
scared
think
to say the wrong thing and piss somebody off. Yes, I do. Yes, I
so?
do.
I
Well, I'm
just thought
sorry. I
that
just didn't
Yeah,
want to
because
bring
y'all
it
think
out.
Wendy
Candiace
I'm
was
bad.
sorry.
Oh
red.
God, I would
I
hate
know
y'all
that's
to see
mean,
me
but I
in a
feel like
bad
Wendy looked
moment.
like a red girl. I want her to go back and go to the yellow undertones because that red ain't right. But go ahead.
No, I was
Joy
saying, oh
had a
God,
finger.
if y'all feel that way about Candiace, oh Lord, I'm glad I'm not on Yellow the TV and y'all see me getting into it with somebody. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, you
Y'all would
ain't.
have
You
a
don't need to be
heart
on reality
attack.
TV.
Y'all
You
would have
don't.
a heart.
You don't need to be on there. But go ahead, Joy.
I've said this early on, and yeah, some folks laughed at me. I'd never have thought colorism conversations should be had on this network. You
Mm-hmm.
should never have a conversation where I'm talking black people, as my grandma would say, uh,
Not
right,
this. This is not.
as my grandma would say, well, you should never have conversations like this when you don't have control of the editing and you can't control the conversation as black people. And all I kept thinking is Andy is Jewish. I don't know if he's practicing. It ain't my business. That's his
Miss
personal
Berry on today.
whatever. But there's no way you gonna convince me that Andy would be in around Muslims or Christians and talk about Jewish issues. It just wouldn't happen. We're the only people that are willing to. This is, I've always said, remember at the beginning, I said, this is amongst mixed company.
Yeah, I agree.
That's an old saying, but it's just certain conversations you don't have in mixed company. This wasn't an appropriate conversation. And I find it so interesting that so many Africans that have really, who have been very vocal this season about how Wendy and Aneka have gone at it, that's always the very thing that they argue. This conversation should never happen on a network like this. It's too many nuances that we would have to explain to even get through an appropriate conversation. And once again, Wendy is being elitist by saying that you have to have a certain capacity as if these women aren't able to have a conversation, because I absolutely think that's a lie. I believe that they could, but you can't have a conversation when the individuals are hostile. You would have to have a mutual
So why
party
is
The right.
Gizelle
that
so
would
hostile,
really
do you
have this
think?
conversation.
Why do you think
It
Gizelle's so
wasn't the
hostile?
right platform for it. It
Joy,
wasn't the right platform for colorism.
Montique, D. Why do y'all think
I don't
Gizelle
know.
was
Ask
so
her. I
hostile
have
when she
no
brought it
idea.
up? Y'all, do we not all watch
Maybe
the
because
same
she
show?
got death
Y'all just don't want
threats
to talk
about,
about
and
her?
people think. I guess because people think she's getting death threats because she's colorist. So people are saying she's a colorist. So she may have a hostile opinion about it. Because if you call me something I'm not, because I mean, you remember when somebody said liar to me and I go off because I didn't lie. So sometimes
Right.
when I don't call me a liar. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna have a hostile atmosphere.
So
You
that's
know,
kind of
And I
like,
think,
so
yeah.
but
so
let's
that's
flip
why it
this.
wasn't the right time.
When Wendy and Candiace have talked about this, it's under a hostile situation. There's never
Child.
been any kind of gentle talking like, do you know when you did X, Y, and Z that could be misinterpreted as X, Y, and Z? Because we can go back to when Gizelle and Candiace first met. I thought Candiace said something that was crazy as all get out. I have never forgotten. It was in their very first conversation. It could have been on screen. I don't know if they talked off, but it seemed like they were meeting because they extended one another's hands to shake. But we know reality TV ain't always reality. So, but based off of what they showed us, that was the first time they met. And the first time they met, they were having a conversation. Ashley was there and she said, oh, her husband is white too. She says, oh, really? She said, yeah. And Candiace says, yes, but he turns black when he drinks. And then she said, and he has a brown penis. This is in the very, if you don't believe me, I can bring, it's when they literally meet. They met at like an exercise place, yoga place or something.
Okay, so
Yes,
them
Yeah,
not
like,
what
wanting to,
about it? We
very
know
first
I know,
that
that
was
don't make
meeting.
any
Candace's
I
sense.
don't
first
So
remember.
them not
introduction
wanting
to
to
the
talk
show. It
about
was
it
her
because,
first scene. It was her first scene.
That was her first scene. I don't know if it was her first scene, but it
Okay,
was
she
her
said her
first
husband
scene
act
with
black.
Gizelle.
Joy,
What's so
Well, I
about
mean,
his
I said that
acting?
about my
right.
white friend
So,
Jessica. Jessica acts so
Right,
she act
okay,
black
like
to
what
me.
oh
about
my
that?
goodness. So on the show, when y'all say they don't want to talk about it because
Yeah.
it's a hostile environment, who was being hostile?
And
Did you
let's be
say,
clear, they had a whole talk about it at the last reunion, and nobody was hostile. They had a very productive conversation, even
just
though it didn't really go nowhere, but it
Spilled
still was
over to this
productive.
season too.
looking at
Nothing
episode
happened.
1
So
and looking
nothing
at episode
happened
2?
last reunion. If you have the
Okay.
conversation last reunion and we still have to have it again, this isn't the platform for it because nothing happened last reunion.
When they've been talking
Nothing
about
good
this
came
colorism
from it.
stuff since
Okay,
season
well,
1.
Robyn them is
And
the one
so
that
that's
brung
why
it
they
up,
need to quit
honey.
talking about it on Bravo if
Right.
nothing's happened since season 1. Why do you
But the
keep
last
talking
Robyn
about
brung
comment
it
something?
that
up.
And
the
Robyn
it
is
last
is
the one
the
that
same
brung
thing
it
of
up.
saying the same thing over and over again. Like that's insane. We're not gonna talk about it anymore. You gonna think they're colorist? I'm not. And I'm not saying you is you, but I'm just saying let the people think what they want. Like we're not gonna
the
solve this on Bravo. It's just not gonna be solved.
the comment that was made was you
I'll
can't
be right
talk
back,
about
y'all.
it in a hostile environment. Who was hostile? Episode 1 of this reunion, episode 2 of the reunion. Who have been the hostile people on the stage?
You don't
Hmm.
think Candiace telling Gizelle with your white looking ass is hostile?
Joy,
Because it's all related to the colorism conversation.
Joy. The
You
question
don't think that's
was,
hostile? Wendy and Candiace
oh
have
my
been very
God,
hostly toward them. Now
Joy.
you
Are,
I
Wendy
mean
and
it is what
Gizelle
it
didn't
can
even
is.
we
argue.
discuss the reunion that we're talking about right now? To
I'm
stick with the
talking
question
about
right
the
now.
colorism
Well, and
conversation
she
that they
deserved it. Look
had.
what she
It
did
was
last season.
almost as if it was almost
So
as
we're
if
not going to talk about this
Wendy
reunion.
and Candiace was talking to them, teaching
Oh my
them
God,
like this is a them problem.
I
Joy.
think
That's
we're running
the
people off with this. I don't understand why we gotta keep doing this. I feel like we're
I
running
Well,
don't
the
our
only
know.
time
viewers
it's an
off because
issue is when we keep doing it. Y'all can bring it
they're
up, but if
tired.
we bring it up, suddenly it's a
Listen,
problem. So the only question I asked, which
who
was a very
said
calm
it's a
question,
problem? What
you're
are you
you're you're
talking about?
saying it right. I'm talking about what you're saying right now. But the
All I'm
question
saying is we
was,
have beat this
okay,
damn dead horse for every time we go live. We got to move on. Now, if you want to
Monty,
keep on beating it, beat it. But I'm
Monty,
just saying, as
Okay,
a
move on
viewer,
to the
I'm
next
watching.
scene.
Okay, okay,
Next
I
y'all
can
scene.
Monty.
respect that, Charlotte.
Hey,
Go,
Charlotte
Hello.
T,
said
to the
that.
next
Maybe my
scene.
verbiage was out. I can respect what
y'all
Charlotte said.
tell
She
me when
said
y'all want to
maybe
move
not
on.
use
Y'all
the
keep
word
going.
hostile, but I would say the
Come on,
emotions
T. Let's
were
go.
running.
Let's move on. Let's move on, T.
All right.
We ready.
Okay, y'all sure? Because we
No,
have. I
I'm not
mean, for
ready
the
because we
people
haven't
who have not
finished yet.
who've been
If
watching
if
No,
us,
we
just
it
let it
is
go,
we
Kelly.
don't
We
want
know
to
we're Kelly. We
if
know
we
we're
don't want
right.
to talk
Just let it
about
go.
what's on the show,
but talk about it, Mama. I just said
I
go. Tell me when
hello,
y'all ready
I've
to
been trying to
move on.
talk about it for 7 minutes and I
Well,
have been
go
cut
ahead.
off the
You
entire
got
time.
7 more minutes. Go.
Okay. If y'all don't want to talk about the show, and it's only an issue when y'all ain't talking about it, then we don't need to have the show. This is stupid.
You didn't want to talk about the little boy. We said we weren't gonna do it, but we was gonna do it because on the
But
show.
y'all kept on
We
talking
stopped.
about it.
We have talked
No,
about.
y'all did not
Keep
stop.
talking. Why do we have? Listen, you could have been talking this whole time. Why are we going back and forth with this?
Because y'all have cut me off the whole time.
Well, okay, we got that. We apologize. Can we move
Okay.
on and you go? Go.
No, obviously we can't. You keep leaving the
Okay.
screen.
You don't
This is
want to.
stupid,
That's
and
because
I
you don't want
apologize for
to. Because if you
everybody
wanted
that
to,
is
you
on
would do it.
here.
If
Because
you wanted
clearly, as
to,
y'all
you
can
would be doing it
tell,
instead
the
of doing
only
this.
time
This is
something else happens
filler,
and gets cut off is
filler,
when Joy wants to
filler
keep it going.
foolishness. And I'm
Well,
not
I
playing.
could
You
have been
keep on.
done had you let
Share
me
your
talk.
thoughts. Thank you. Share your thoughts.
Come on.
Go.
Yeah. Montique, if you wanted me to share my
This
thought,
is
you
something me
wouldn't
and my
keep cutting
daughter
me
would
off.
do.
Well, I
And then
can't
again,
tell.
even going back to the hostile comment. Hold on, wait a minute.
Joy
Even going
brought up a
back to the
reunion
hostile.
from 2 seasons ago. I bring it up from this one, and it's something y'all don't want to talk about. But I'm the problem. I get it.
Going back to the
I never
hostile
said you were a
comment
problem. You said
again.
it that way. That's not
Even
true. Did Joy leave or did
even
I do? I think Joy done
I
left.
She
think
should have
Jordan
Go
left.
left.
ahead.
Even
No, she shouldn't have.
if
But go ahead.
Yes, she should have. Well, then maybe I should.
Not
Bye.
well. Go. I
um,
don't give a damn. I'm serious. I'm tired. It's so childish to me. But go ahead, D. Me and you can do this. Let's go. I think we
okay,
the
well,
only
I
ones want to
also personally
go
feel
ahead.
like with the hostile thing that it's full of Robin's full of crap again because you can't talk about it because it's well, as Joy said, because they're coming at you hostile. But so was Katie. Katie came at them very hostile too, and they had no
She
problem
was.
talking about it. So Robin is full of
You're
shit.
correct. She was. I think here's the difference. This is
I
the
think Joy went
difference.
to change her picture. That's why she left. But
Yeah,
go
that
ahead.
is literally why I heard her
I can
too.
see why she
I heard
left.
her
Okay.
too.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard it. But my issue,
Listen to
I
me.
think the slight difference, this is just my opinion, with Katie was there wasn't a social media element. What happened on the show stayed on the show. We're talking about 2016. There maybe have been one little group on Facebook, maybe, about Potomac. Potomac was this little bitty quiet show that didn't get a lot of the flair. It didn't have a lot of fans initially. I watched it from the very first episode, but there are other people that, you could tell some of these people don't even know the history of how these relationships have evolved over time. But I think the difference between Katie was, like I said, there wasn't a social media element. There wasn't of Katie going online, reliking tweets and keeping up the narrative that these girls are colorist. Keep it a buck. Katie was dealing with a lot of identity issues. This was a Black woman that didn't want to be called Black. She was comfortable with mixed or biracial. She wasn't comfortable with calling Black. And there were questions that were asked that I was curious about. She was introducing to her children to a religion that she knew nothing about. And it was very obvious she wasn't a part of a synagogue. It was just, she didn't know anything. Her children had never studied Hebrew. It appeared as if she was doing that to please this Jewish boyfriend that she had. Katie has some issues. And there was and she had the nerve to tell Robyn and Gizelle that they wasn't Black. Like, she actually said that out of her mouth.
And I do feel like that the Monique, and I no, I didn't like Monique. I would say she's one person I didn't like. I'm still upset with her with what she did to Candiace. But I feel like when that fight happened, it brought on some different type of people. And these type of people are very toxic. And that's why I always say I like Potomac when only I watched it. I mean, I know other people watched it,
No,
but
I
I feel
get
like
exactly what you're talking about, honey.
yes.
I've been told you how I felt about the neighborhood talk in the shade room, posting it and stuff like that. Like, why are y'all posting the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City? Why?
Leanne, what did you want to talk about? What did you miss? Yes, Leanne, the season 5 viewers are annoying.
She said 5 seasons. Yes, they were.
They were.
Yeah,
and
it did bring on. You right about that. I didn't even realize that, but
Kelly. Right. I mean, I said Kelly. I mean, Teach.
Huh?
Man,
I can tell
let me
you
say
to
this.
back if you want to.
No, I said I did
Wait a minute.
too.
Let me see
I
this.
said, can we let Leanne up?
Monique.
Yeah. Does she want to come in? Go ahead.
Yeah. Something else
Come in,
with
Leanne.
I
Monique.
gotta send her the thing.
Monique had a machine behind her. She actually had a fan page that was ran by her brother. And then they kind of pushed back a little bit on that page, and she gained friends with bloggers. Once it turns into this whole social media thing, that's when it becomes toxic. Because, it's just not like it used to be. Back in the day, they used to do blogs. Y'all remember blogs after the episode?
The Housewives did, yeah.
They used to do those, and we would make comments, but it wasn't toxic. It was just, the super fans would make an account with Bravo, and actually, like it wasn't like what we see today. So I just think the situation has just become so toxic, and I guess that's the best word. It's unbearable at times. It's
and I'm not
people
saying
taking
that
things
it's
personal.
Candiace
It's a girl on.
I'm not saying that, but I do think some of the things Candiace did on social media did cause some conflict. But I'm talking about the viewers, not even just the cast, but the people who have these pages, and then they keep spreading some of these things. It just keeps it going and going and going. And so you can't even really enjoy the show anymore.
I mean, think about it like this. Fans contributed to Portia's divorce. Looking up stuff on Simon. This last one, we're the ones that found this stuff on Simon.
Oh yeah.
We're the ones that
not
found
us.
this.
No, not us.
Fans.
Not us. No.
Not us personally.
Not us.
Fans.
Okay.
Fans, sure. Yeah. Fans of we're the fans of the show is who put that stuff out. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's you if you have a pass, you crazy to get on reality TV today.
That's why it's hard to get these shows, because you were like, we need some new blood. We need some new blood. But it's hard because as soon as Anna Marie came on, which we don't really like her either, but anyway, her husband stuff came up. Remember?
You're right.
It's like as soon
before
as
we even met. Now that has been around though for a while, because I remember when Phaedra joined the show. I remember them talking about her husband being in prison. I do remember that.
Hey, girlfriend. Hey, girl. Hey, got the hair down. Looking cute. Okay.
Hey, Lily.
You ain't got to come on here. It's cute. That's okay. Well, go ahead. What would you want? What part did you say we missed? That you
Rip them apart, Leanne.
I don't know.
I didn't even go back and forth.
So what have y'all talked about since?
Nothing. Because they went back to season 1.
We talked about Mia. We talked about the Mia and Gordon stuff, and if Wendy was wrong for bringing up Jeremiah. We talked about the colorist conversation. We talked about Gizelle confronting Wendy, about her and Candiace. When she was talking about her daughter.
Let me ask y'all a question if y'all stumped.
Go ahead. Ask the question, Mama. Am I frozen or is it her?
She's frozen.
Of the conversation.
Leanne, what you want to talk about? What did we miss?
With Gizelle and Grace about her being a soror in college.
Okay. What about it? You cut out, so we didn't hear the first part, I'm thinking. Joy?
I was saying, do y'all believe
Wendy? What's that?
My computer froze.
Okay.
Do you believe Wendy's account of the conversation with Gizelle about Grace and the soror?
What do you think?
Do I think what? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Okay, so you remember they were sitting on the couch, and Wendy said, "Well, Gizelle, I did congratulate you, Grace, for going to the college, and asked was she going to pledge, aka." Do you believe in the
she probably did, because she did it slightly when we actually saw it on camera, when she was actually engaging with Gizelle in a conversation about her going to college in Florida.
So what did she do? When did she do it slightly? Help me out.
Where were they at? They were on vacation, and the conversation got brought up, where I think it was the same time they were saying they was making faces. Before that, didn't Wendy chime in and give her little 2 cents on
she was scaring her further. It was actually Candiace that did congratulate her. Wendy played into her insecurity about sending her daughter. She basically said, "You stupid for sending your
Oh
daughter."
my
To lie?
God.
I'm sorry, was she supposed to lie?
Basically,
And say
that's
your child's
basically
gonna be
what she
fine in
said.
Florida where black people are actually not fine right now? I mean, like, was she supposed to lie? It's like, it's damn, did she do, damn, did she not? She
Yeah,
lied.
you
Y'all would have said,
do.
oh, Wendy's a liar.
You do. You
Well,
say, "Girl, she gonna be okay." We pray she gonna be okay. That's what normal people do.
But Wendy's not the
Normal
one that
people
brought that
lie. Normal
conversation
people don't keep it
up.
100.
Wendy's
those
not the
that
one that
keep it
brought that
100, they gonna be, your
conversation up.
daughter might not be
Somebody else
fine.
brought
And
it
you
up.
got those that say, oh yeah, your daughter's
Yeah,
gonna
but
be
she
fine.
didn't.
I mean, neither are
That
wrong
really,
in my opinion, but
Wendy
that's
didn't
just
I don't
initiate the
know.
conversation, so
I just don't think that Wendy should have been saying that about an HBCU. That was my thing. I feel like if you only have people in Florida who feel this way, that are just the racists and the people who are against black people, Florida will never change. If you have these black students at this school who could eventually run for governor, who could make a change, you don't discourage them from going somewhere. Because, honey, they wouldn't have crossed Selma's Bridge if that was the case. You've got to go in and make a change. So to say this about this HBCU and saying, I just think it was in poor taste. Now, was it true?
it's more about
Potentially.
Florida and less about the HBCU, in my opinion.
But that's where the
I
school
agree.
is.
But that's
yeah,
what a
it
school
was,
is. I mean, I get what you're
gonna send
saying.
her to
I mean,
that
I
school?
mean, she's a political commentator. She keeps it real and raw when it comes to situations like that. Like, I don't understand what y'all would expect her to say. Like,
So she don't
Nothing.
she don't have a human side to her.
what you
But
say?
she
She don't have
vacations
a
in
human
Florida.
side to her. Because I mean, you
Nothing.
could be a political commentator as your career. You do have a whole nother identity outside of your career. Because this isn't a job unless she's seeing this as a job. And
The
she
same
may.
identity they complained that she was showing and said she was insecure for. That other side.
What?
The other
okay,
side of
friend.
Wendy that they
I didn't hear.
complained that said was insecure and she's not acting like herself. You talking about that
Wendy
side?
don't act like herself. She used to
don't.
be different, but
How do you know
I
what
loved
herself
Wendy in the
is, though?
beginning.
When people come on their first season, they're almost never the exact same person they were the second season. That's just facts. I don't know nobody on this show that came in. Grand Dame, Gizelle, Robyn, none of them came in their first season and acted the same the second season.
Gizelle, Robyn, not Karen.
Ashley,
Giselle,
they all act the
Robyn,
same.
and
Ashley,
Ashley were
Ashley's
literally
the only one I'll give it to.
first
She's been
people.
the same messy person.
She
Robyn
said,
all
used to be different in the
of them were.
beginning to me. Huh?
Giselle is the same person, and so is Robyn. Actually, Karen
kind of is
the
too.
same
Giselle was
person.
more likable in the beginning of the season. Way
That's
more
neither
likable.
here nor there. She's still
Way
the same
more
person.
likable.
She's the same person though.
That's because y'all didn't like Karen.
The conflicts became more
Karen,
tough.
because Karen acted like an elitist at her first season.
Yeah, that's
Right?
why Giselle was more
Yeah.
like,
And then they changed. Her second season, she wasn't acting like that no more.
And to be clear,
Giselle was acting like that too.
Huh?
Well, Giselle was acting like an elitist too on the first season.
No, she
They
wasn't.
all were.
That
They
girl
all
was-
were. Cherise,
she-
all of them. They
Actually,
all
I
were.
was
They didn't
surprised
think
about her pedigree. She didn't act like an elitist. She actually acted
that's
like
your-
a girl,
that's your
a normal,
opinion.
like
Your
black
opinion.
girl.
Okay,
But I
It
don't
definitely
think-
is.
I'm
They
about to
all
move
acting
on
like an
down the road.
elitist
What else
with
you
the
want
That's
to
not
whole
an
etiquette,
elitist.
with the whole
Only person-
etiquette and
Come on.
tea and high tea and oh my God, we live in Potomac and they all were acting like that.
That was Karen.
No,
That
but
was the-
Sharice was acting like that too with her
For
champagne.
the record, this show wasn't filmed. I don't know if you know this as a housewife
And
show.
so did Gizelle.
Wait a minute. This show wasn't filmed as a housewife show. It was that Housewives actually bought this franchise almost filmed. If you go back, that's why Ashley isn't in a whole lot. That whole cast, Sharice handpicked, with the exception of Ashley. This wasn't that they filmed several episodes that and it was supposed to be for the uppity black people.
That's why
90% of, I don't want to say uppity, but
Jack and Jill. It was about Jack
upper
and Jill.
middle class people. That's what I
Right.
meant to say. Oh, I hate I said that out
I'm
loud.
ready to
Ooh,
get
yeah.
into the fact that Gizelle and Robyn
Go ahead.
can never apologize.
Oh,
Like
it's so
the
exhausting.
victim mentality they have is beyond me.
Brooke
Candiace and her say
Logan.
Candiace can't apologize. She apologized multiple times this reunion. She
Did
didn't get one in return neither time. Yeah, she did. She did. She said I apologized multiple times.
What did
On
she
this-
say she was sorry for? Because I heard, I
Uh,
apologize that you thought that you were going to weaponize your daughter.
She had to be coerced. She had to be
because Gizelle
coerced.
acts like a
He
whole entire
Wait a
apologized
minute.
to
She said,
Wendy.
I
Does
apologize for
Gizelle
my
not act like a
response.
Karen? Giselle acts like a whole entire Karen. Right or wrong?
She
She
apologized
had
to
like a whole
Robyn.
entire Karen. The fact that she weaponizes her kids the way she do, and that's what she does. She bring up, oh, my daughters.
How is
Every
that a
time she
weaponization?
had an issue with
Because it
Candiace,
had
it was
nothing to
because
do
of
with
her
her
daughters. Like, what do
kids.
your daughters got to do with any of this? What?
She was talking about her daughter going to school. What do you mean?
Okay, but we all know
What do
that
they
they
got to
weren't
do?
in
They're
mean
making faces because they don't like her. The same way Giselle made faces when at Eddie's thing.
But
because
let's
she
be
don't
clear.
like them.
It felt like
It's the
they were
same
making
thing. Boy, you ought to
faces
stop that
about
shit.
what
You
I
ought to
don't
stop
think that
this
that's
shit
what they were
because
making faces.
you
Not
got
that they don't like
Giselle.
her, because I know they don't like her. They were making faces. It appeared to be that they were judging her decisions. And in my opinion, I believe that wholeheartedly, because Wendy doubled down and basically said she's stupid for sitting her son down there and that she wouldn't do that.
But that had nothing to do with them making faces because
It
it's
was
just
it was
just
a
It literally said
judgment.
why they were
It
making
was
the
a
it's
faces.
literally one of
They're
those
lying
things
about what
where
they were
when
making
you
faces
don't,
about.
it's literally one of those things when you don't like somebody and they start talking, it's just like, oh, this bitch.
It's not hard to comprehend. It's
At
just
all. It's not
somehow,
hard to
for some
comprehend.
reason, you have
I
this
just think that
soul
it was
side
more
for
to it.
Giselle that nothing she do is wrong. Nothing
Oh,
she
well,
do
that's
is
what
wrong.
he's
for
trying to
some
do it, because
reason.
I think Gizelle, I don't like the sneaky link, even though she apologized. I think she shouldn't have done that, and that she tried to get with it. And I'm gonna stand beside
And
her, because
Maid,
that's
don't forget Maid. Don't forget Maid. They had to
the
remind
maid.
her
Which
to
I
get
told
that.
you that I feel like that was a slip, because I've done that before.
Oh, please.
I have, and I will show you the tape if you want.
And like Chris said,
Okay.
it's funny how Candiace can't have a slip up of the words, but Giselle can. And oh, it's a slip up, and life moves
Right.
on. It's
Oh,
all
he
okay.
ate. He
It's
ate
no
when he
issue.
said
So
that.
what was the
He
slip up
ate.
that Candiace made?
Not slip up, but a play on words. This is the problem.
Yeah,
with
that's
a
what
play
he
on
said. A
words.
play on words.
What did she
Candiace
play
got so
on? I
much
missed that
backlash
part.
for
What was the
saying
play on
white,
word?
for saying white, whatever she said about white adjacent.
That is not a
White
slip on
No,
words.
with your white looking ass. That's
That
what
is
she
not a
said.
slip on words. That is how she
I didn't say it
feels.
was a slip on words.
Oh,
I
okay.
said she gets tarnished for that repeatedly. She's so evil. She's so this. But then somebody can say, you made me go into a room. You caused me to be a sneaky link. You knew that my stylist wasn't going to be in the room. And she changed her story because she's the one that invited him to the room, not the other way around. If anybody watched last season, when she
So
told
you
the
saying
story,
that
she
Giselle's
said
not
she
getting raked
invited
over
him.
the coals for saying
Thank
these
you,
things?
Lynn. I said the
How
same
she
thing.
can
Enjoy
change up her
arguing me
story
up
multiple
and
times,
down.
it's okay. It's no big deal. But all this girl said was white passing, and the world is gonna end.
Wait a
Be
minute,
for real,
who?
like right now, like.
But Giselle has been raked over the coals for everything you just said by any and everybody. So what do you mean? She
Because
didn't
she's
get a
wrong
pass for that.
majority of the
Like
time.
now, everybody's saying move on. She has yet to really apologize for all the shit she says. She's only apologized for saying, well, I mean, she half-ass apologized for saying made, even though she don't believe she said it. Everybody had to.
She got to
pretty
watch
much
the tape.
convince her
When
to
she watched the
apologize.
tape, she'll see it.
But she
she
hasn't apologized
apologized-
for nothing else. She hasn't apologized for sneaky link. She hasn't
Yes,
apologized.
she did last reunion, and Chris accepted.
She
No,
told
she
them.
did. Well,
Yes,
I mean,
she did. And Chris,
I think what
Wow.
she's saying is it wasn't a sincere apology. If you're
How
going
do
to
you
come
tell
back
somebody
and
It gets
what
brushed
happened?
under the rug.
Sincerity.
Like
She accepted
She
it.
backtracked because she backtracked. Literally, the next season, this one that we're on right now, it said what she said in the confessional. What are you talking about? So that means your apology means a damn thing to me.
She only thing she apologized for is a sneaky link. She didn't mention that man being a sneaky link. What are you talking about?
I'm saying that she said that he
That's what she
apologized.
She only apologized for the sneaky link comment.
Okay, I'm talking about what Teak said. Teak said that she apologized, and I said your apology doesn't mean anything when you backtrack the apology.
It wasn't a backtrack. She didn't say
she
he
literally
was a
came back
link.
the next season and said she made.
The word made does not backtrack or negate the fact that girl said
she still feels the same way though. She's been vocal about it all
he didn't
season
say
long.
anything inappropriate.
So
it still don't take that away.
It does, because she still maintains the
It
same
does.
story a whole year
It
later. It's still on the
does.
same thing.
She even went
She's
in
still on
interviews
the
saying
same
that is more to the
tip.
story.
Like, please.
Like
My
it
She'll
was
thing
feel the
is
more
same
that went
way. That
on
apology
besides
don't
what
mean nothing.
she already gave to us.
we
That
needed
apology
this.
don't
We
mean
needed something
nothing. She
different.
feel the same way. That apology don't mean shit. She
I
feel
do
the
think
same
she
damn way.
apologized for being sneaky link, but I do think that she feels like she was uncomfortable and that they shouldn't have been in the room with each other. Now, I
And
do
that's
feel like
fine.
Gizelle shouldn't have said some of the words that she said. She probably does need to apologize for some of the words that she said. Um, but I
Okay.
feel
And I
like,
think that's all Candiace really want anyways. Just say, I'm
right.
sorry that it made it seem that he was trying to do something to me when he wasn't. I was just uncomfortable. It's not that hard to say
It's
that.
not that hard to do,
And
but
I
she
really
won't do it.
feel like Candiace still cares about Giselle. What do y'all
She
think?
does.
Yeah,
She does. You can
Candiace has an actual
tell.
heart. You can tell who has
she
an
does.
actual heart and who doesn't.
She
Seriously,
does.
seriously, you can. You
Because
Yeah,
seriously can.
If Giselle would have been said this to Candiace, this would be done. We wouldn't even be talking about this no more. It would be old news, and it's not that hard to say. Like I said, yes, he did not sexually assault her, but the implication of sexual harassment was there. If you tell that to just a random person about somebody, they're gonna be like, what he was trying to do something to her? Like, what do you mean he made you uncomfortable? More
Right.
questions is gonna come behind something being said like that. So I understand where she's coming from with, like, it can be implied that he was trying to do some weird, creepy stuff, pervy stuff. The implication is there, and for that reason she should apologize, but that doesn't mean that she has to take back that she felt uncomfortable being alone with him in the room. That's perfectly fine. It's the other stuff that's the issue here.
okay, I agree with that. See, I don't think Giselle doesn't know wrong, but I do feel like it just went on and on and on, and it just kept going and going and going.
Cause
And
she
I
don't
feel
know how.
like both of them should have maybe met.
Mhm.
Well, I know Chris isn't perfect. I understand Chris is not perfect. I just feel like it went too far. I just do. But I
I
do
agree.
feel like Candiace, when she
No,
was
I agree.
crying like she was crying, I really, when I was watching it, I was like, I know she cries, but I really feel like this time it wasn't fake tears. When she was talking, Giselle was talking about her dad. And
It
so
wasn't.
I feel like Candiace still cares about her. And I feel like they could have moved on. And that's the sad part about it.
Yeah, I
Is I
think
do
that's
feel
kind
like
of a lot of people that falls out with Giselle. Same kind of thing with Wendy. I think that's why Wendy was so hurt and upset, and maybe why she lashed out the way that she lashed out, because it's just like, dang, we AKAs, like, we supposed to be
mm-hmm.
friends, like, and you gonna do something like this, like, I mean, anybody that does that to their friend is just not a good person. Like, that's just my whole gripe with Giselle. And then, like I said, she doesn't even stand in her villainous situation. That makes it even worse.
No,
You are not
that's
only are you doing bull crap,
right.
you can't even be woman enough to stand it and just own
Like
it.
that be my
I'm
issue.
messy.
You want
I'm
to be a villain?
messy.
Be a villain. You start shit and then play the victim, 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 victim. Like, girl, you know
Yeah.
what you're
I
doing. You
told
know
y'all
how
she
you
Like
did
Regina
it.
good
You
George.
know how you did
like
it. Stop it
goodness, you are
already.
friends with
Like,
Kenya. She's friends with Kenya Moore for no reason.
please,
Goodness.
But
Kenya,
people feel that way about
sometimes
Kenya
victim,
too. I'm just
sometimes
gonna let
Kenya
y'all
owns
know.
But
it.
And I
Kenya
love.
stands in her villainous
Oh well,
thing
that's
though.
true. Well,
She
Kenya's trying to
might.
move away from it. She is now,
Yeah,
but
she is, but I'm just saying she stood in it though. Like, if Kenya was coming for you, you knew why Kenya was coming for you. She was gonna tell you why, and that was just gonna be that she wasn't gonna shy away. If she started the mess, she started and she stood in it, and she took everybody on. Giselle can't do the same, so that
so
makes her even worse. Not only are you messy, you're messy and scary. Like, it's come on now.
Pick
but
a
you,
side. Pick a
I
lane.
think she's like Regina George. You know how you create the chaos, but then you want to watch it. I don't. I
Mhm.
mean, I think that's what she is. I don't think she don't stand in it, but I think she
She
just like
still ain't. You can't even compare her to Regina
They
George,
don't
because
even be letting her watch it.
even when
they don't even
Regina
let her.
was faced, she went head on with Lindsay Lohan and them, baby. She went and got that burn book, honey,
No,
and
That's
she
she.
came
true.
after them. So she ain't even on Regina level.
I think she is. Okay. But anyway, it's a question, and I want everybody to answer. And I know I kind of Candiace is leaving, correct? Um,
Yes.
do you think that with Candiace gone, that Wendy and Giselle can find a common ground, or no?
Well, If Wendy comes back and if Gizelle comes back, yes, I do think they could.
Okay.
I think they didn't in all this time because Wendy was gonna back Candiace.
Mm-hmm.
So it probably wasn't. They probably never were gonna get to back to the way they used to. And honestly, I still don't think they'll get back to the way they used to because I just still don't see. I don't think Wendy is gonna ever just. She might move on, but Wendy gives off the type where she is never gonna let Gizelle live that down, and rightfully so. So I don't think they'll ever become back like as cool as they were prior to all of that. No, I don't see Wendy getting that close to Gizelle again.
Okay.
But
What
who
do you think?
knows?
What do you think, Leanne?
I don't see them really repairing it because I feel like the issues have nothing to do with Candiace, which they don't. It has more to do with what happened between Gizelle and Wendy that season. So
Oh, and then the fact they backed Mia the next season afterwards,
yeah, and
and
the
the
fact that
comments that
they
they
then they turn
made.
around that put the nail in the coffin for me when they sat there and acted fake and acted like what Mia did was okay, like they for violence all of a sudden. I think that put a nail in the coffin with Wendy and
They
Giselle.
did it
I
with
feel
Candiace too. When the
Candiace
whole
too,
salad
yeah,
toss happened,
With the what?
but
the salad toss when they was like, if Mia would have
Oh,
came out there and
I'm
picked
with
her
them on
up,
that. Candice shouldn't have, you don't pick with Mia. She a giant compared to her. What about you, Joy?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Do you think that Gizelle and Wendy can, now that Candice is leaving, if Giselle and Wendy both come back, do you think that they can find a friendship again?
I mean, I don't know that how good of a friends they were because it's season 5. They seemed cool, but because so much chaos was going on in season 5, you couldn't gauge their relationship. And then what happened early season 6. So I didn't see this great friendship that I've heard about. But I do remember Wendy going to events because I knew what side Wendy was on at before we even met her, because Gizelle was posting pictures of her in season 5 when that fight broke out. So I knew Wendy, whatever side Gizelle was on, Wendy was on because she was popping up at personal events. And we
Okay.
knew before we even saw season 5, I knew where Wendy was. But anyway, my point is, I'll just say this: I don't think she's really gonna have a choice. Is to make amends because I don't know who Wendy's going to film with,
the
unless
new
you think.
people and
If
I'm
they get
Karen,
sorry.
new people. She said
the
new
new
Yeah, if
people.
they
people,
get new
Karen
people, yeah.
ooh, child, they
Because
need at least 2 of them, baby.
but the
and Ashley
rumor is,
be
I don't
back.
know if y'all have seen the rumors, and all of these are as rumors. They don't mean anything. I just have seen these pictures. I don't even know where they come from. But the rumor is that Wendy or Candiace, we know, isn't coming back, or Robyn.
I saw
That's the
that.
rumor. That Candiace, Wendy, and Robyn are out. Is that based off reality? I would say no, because I saw Ashley in an interview that she did with like a morning show, probably locally. And Ashley said that they hadn't even heard anything yet. They usually hear something like right now. And what I'm saying right now is we know that the last reunion is about to air because they usually say, or they can, we kind of get hints that somebody's coming back after the last reunion, which is
Yes.
next week,
Right.
right?
Yeah. So we did share that
Um,
video on our social media that
That
Joy's talking
what
about what
happening now?
Ashley did.
I feel like
So remember
Ashley.
when we have, because we have a little chat. I know y'all have one too, Leanne, so you ain't jealous. But anyway, we have a little chat, and I was saying that why are they doing all this before the reunion? Because normally you
Yeah.
don't hear anything. And so Ashley did say that none of them know if they're coming back or not. No one has been told. So everything is
Yeah.
just rumors. Now Candiace is correct because she, I guess, left on her own, or I don't know. But so that's what I'm saying. Well, I want to say that I feel like Gizelle and Robyn can move forward. I feel like at this table,
You mean Gizelle and Wendy?
I'm sorry, yeah, Gizelle and Wendy, when they were at that table, and Kiana, or how you say her name, was like, Gizelle and Wendy, y'all aren't talking. And Wendy said, well, Gizelle and I used to be friends, and we just never got back together. I feel like that was an olive branch where Giselle would have been
Mm-hmm.
like, Wendy, let's talk. I feel like they can.
Giselle isn't woman enough for that.
But
Okay.
right, and I was kind of disappointed because I wanted her to be like, okay,
I thought she's already asked her for one and she rejected it. She kept
Okay,
she
but
did.
more time has came went by now. Like,
but I'm like, how many times
because
I gotta keep getting rejected?
they're on the
Like,
show.
They're on
I
a
mean,
show. Like, that's what
but
she's
if
supposed to
she's
do.
asked and she wasn't ready and she's ready now, wouldn't it be big of her to approach Gizelle? Because
because Gizelle is in the wrong.
But Gizelle did say, Wendy, when you're ready to talk, please come to me. She said it that season. And I guess
Boom.
Wendy wasn't ready. But when she tried to give her that hug, maybe that was her way of saying ready.
I believe they could have
It
tried to
was.
start making this amends when the new season 7 came around. It was no reason why they couldn't have, considering especially Gizelle was in the wrong in the first place.
Gizelle picked some
Anyway,
minuscule reason, per usual, to be mad at somebody that she came for. They're mad at her because
I act
she
like
did to them, and
Gizelle
she
just
picked the
came for
reason.
her because Gizelle started it. I'm not arguing that. The Gizelle came for her. Gizelle apologized. I don't know why Bravo didn't air that. That's the kind of stuff that ticks me off. That keeps her looking worse. But she apologized. They didn't air the apology, but they did air a conversation of them talking about the apology, and it was a very cordial conversation. I was actually shocked about it.
Gizelle was the one ignoring Wendy the next season. So,
but I'm just saying that they were good then. The issue was, I don't know if people watched it, but I cannot not mention this. Season 6 was the last year that they filmed the after show for Potomac. For whatever reason, they don't get an after show no more. But season 6, they had one. Wendy and it was more Wendy than Candiace talked about Gizelle so bad. Y'all don't have to believe me because people
we
may
all
think
watched the after show, honey. We saw it.
Watch the after show, but I'm just saying, I have apologized to you. I messed up. I apologize to you. We talked about the apology. It's a done deal. Now you're gonna spend like months, or I'm sure that they do that.
So does the after show come before or after the reunion?
After, no.
How do you
before? It comes before.
So then, if she said it before the reunion and then Gizelle apologized at the reunion, why is Gizelle mad?
No, Gizelle apologized on the show. Remember when they had that flower child thing? I think it was a Mia event. They talked about Gizelle had apologized and Wendy wasn't ready to accept it. And so when they were at the pool at the house, Gizelle said,
"Oh yeah,
Wendy, when you're ready to talk to me, please let me know so we can talk." I remember that. That was one of I like that season. I don't know why.
Honestly, if we're being real, people like Gizelle get whooped for the stuff she does. So the fact that they're just
violence is not now TV.
But it's true. I'm not saying
it's real life, honey.
I'm not gonna say it's not
okay.
Okay.
These old.
I know myself.
At 30 and 40, something wrong with you.
I don't do that type of stuff no more. I'm
right.
a changed person.
No more.
Nonetheless, the stuff that Gizelle does has real life consequences.
I don't either.
You could really
Well, that's what people say about Candiace. Well, I don't think that's true. Calling
somebody neck and ankles, people be outraged at stupid stuff. Like, to me, you've never heard somebody really get red if you getting offended by neck and ankles. Like, with this whole body shaming thing where people all of a sudden can't body shame, they used to pull wigs on Atlanta. They used to do the most on Atlanta.
And Beverly Hills
so
and
offended
stuff
by
too.
Candiace's mouth, and it is beyond me. Like, her mouth is not half as bad as the stuff we've heard on Atlanta.
Kim literally called Eileen a beast. Like, are we being for real right now? She called the lady a beast.
Are educated to me most times.
She called the lady a beast.
Huh?
I said Kim literally called Eileen a beast. Like, what? And they're mad about neck and ankles.
Can you call them folks up? I think it was
the viewers. That y'all.
Oh, the viewers. Oh, okay, because I don't even think
Candiace's mouth is so lethal. It's
I could think of so many more things she could say that are horrible that don't involve.
Dorinda's mouth from New York is worse than hers.
And Joy May can remember it was the wide body. I think people didn't like that. I think it was the overseer.
Ashley.
I think it was.
Oh, that was
the concubine.
I
don't think it was Nick and
all of that was hilarious.
I'm just Bedwench, overseer. I think those were what people were outraged about. I don't think it was the neck and the ankles. Because I don't even
Which
think
is also
Gizelle
fake
makes
to me.
people think that she cares.
Fake.
Because I think
Ashley
if she
can come
did, she
and
would have
literally she
got her
came
neck.
there to start drama like she does every season. But when Candiace calls her out and reads her down for it, it's a problem. Like I will never understand outrage at responses to BS that clearly is being
Okay. And can I just throw this
created.
in here, though?
Like,
I get it that y'all don't feel like Candiace is a good reader you enjoy, but I'm not gonna lie, Candiace is pretty funny because when she was arguing with Ashley about the generational wealth thing or whatever, and they was basically making it seem like Candiace didn't do nothing all day, and Candiace is like, "Well, Ashley, what do you have? What do you have?" She's like, "You know what you are? You know what you are? You're a gold digging asshole doing concubine shit. That's what you are." I was like, "Oh my."
that
Because
should be funny.
Ashley should have kept her mouth shut.
Because
Just
it's
like, you should have
true.
been quiet.
Like,
You should have hushed.
is she not?
And then he go Gizelle them. That's too far.
Can
No,
we get
oh
back
my
to
God.
this? Can I ask a
Honey, I
question?
done got confused. Go ahead,
Ooh,
Joy. What you want to talk
I
about?
was just talking
here's
about
the
that.
question. Do y'all think Candiace didn't know what those pictures and messages were?
She knew exactly what Robyn was talking about. And you know what? Robyn had a lot of nerve, and that's why I say Candiace kind of let her get off real easy, because there
Chris
would have been
handled
the moment in time
Chris
to
handled
wear
him.
Robyn right on out, baby. Because what about one in the laundromat, honey? That's what you need to be worried about instead of worrying about some
Listen.
text messages and audio messages and a picture of a limp penis.
Candiace
Worry
had
about what
every
one
right to
doing.
tear into Robyn, and she didn't. I'm proud
Like,
of her.
worry
But
about what
Chris
one
got him,
doing.
and she sat there
That's
like a
your
proud
problem.
wife.
Why do you
And
think
Literally.
Chris's
Candiace?
rule.
So do you think she didn't say anything because it's some truth to it, or she was just being
It was
quiet?
coming from
I think she
Robyn.
didn't say
Maybe if it
anything
would have
because
came from
y'all,
somebody else.
the viewers always overdo everything she says, and somehow everything turns into her fault. Even though everybody and their mama know Robyn shouldn't be speaking to nobody else about their husband when she got that man that she got at home.
Okay.
Well, honey, then that's the case. Half of these viewers can't talk about nobody's husband because their husband
And
cheating
that's
on
very
them while they
true. Would
watching
be
the show.
hypocrites
But I'm
everywhere.
just saying, as a
Hypocrites
person,
everywhere.
half of these viewers probably living with their baby daddy who cheating on them,
Mm-hmm.
and they have all the things that they want to say about it. So if you're on the cast, even if you are going through some of the same thing, you should be able to ask questions. I don't understand that.
Viewers aren't being, their comments aren't really being seen by millions of people. They are, but it's not like a TV show where everything, literally, you got so many different outlets picking up everything you say, reposting it, posting half of what you say, so to make you look bad, all that type of stuff. So
yeah,
Can
well,
y'all
they
I am a firm believer in
know
Robyn
they
needs to
not.
be quiet and worry about her own life and her own husband. And her
Can
own
you
scandal.
answer it
I
then,
do think
Monty?
she know though. I do think she knew
I did last week,
about
but
the photos. Do I think it was Chris? No, I don't. Just based off the fact that
Like, yes, Robyn, you can
she did too
Photoshop
much. He did it.
Instagram
He didn't do it.
DM.
He did it. He didn't do it for me. Like, I ain't got time for nothing like that. I ain't.
It's just
If
like,
that was
here's
any
the
of them,
next
I wouldn't have believed it. Like, if that
Here's
girl
the
that
next
said
question.
about
Wait a
Juan
minute. Wait a minute. Let's stay
did
on
that,
target.
I would say she's a
Let's
liar.
stay on target. Leland. Let's stay on target.
I am on target. I answered your question.
Come on, Robyn. Do y'all think that so if
so did you want me to show this stuff that you had?
If you all don't believe that the girl was lying, do you think Gizelle had something to do with it?
no,
no, I don't.
I don't think anybody really did that. She did say this, that Gizelle didn't do it. She said that she didn't. Don't blame her. And I thought it was another picture, but I don't know where
it is. It's two of them. She put out two posts.
I loaded it.
What happened was somebody inboxed her and she said she did. That's all I can talk about. And then she put up a post and said, I didn't mean to say did. I meant to say didn't. And she was like, it is another post in there.
I got it. I'll go find it.
And she was saying that it was an accident, that I've never talked to that lady. I don't know that lady. She was talking about Gizelle.
Here it goes. I have both of them.
Let me be clear. No one told me to say anything. I don't know Gizelle, never spoke to her, never met her. Leave her out of this. People want to blame other people for grown folks' decisions. At the end of the day, Chris and I both know the relationship we had was inappropriate. Stop blaming other people. So did Gizelle tell him to send me a D pic, or was that on his own?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you how I feel. I do feel like he sent it. I do feel like Candiace knows he sent it. I do feel
Yep.
like they've overcame it. It's fine. We'll overcome her.
Right.
He was on the brown liquor, allegedly, my opinion. He sent the picture and he regretted it later, but he can't take it back. And they still together. I mean, she gonna stand beside him. Just like Rob, well, maybe a little different. Robyn gonna stand beside Juan. Like, we gotta quit being mad these people stand with their men. They
Well,
gonna do it.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it
I
either.
don't believe it. Like I said, Robyn, you can fake Instagram messages. It's not hard. It's not hard at all.
But this was a no. I got that too, but I don't know why did this stuff load.
You
Hold
can
on.
fake
Oh,
Instagram
yeah.
messages. You can fake iMessages. You can fake Snapchat messages. You can fake Facebook messages. You can do all of it. It's not hard.
Y'all think she's smart enough for that? So
It's
I
not
don't have
hard.
K Live. I don't know if they played these or not. But these are supposedly the voice messages. He could have just been saying, "I like your hair." I mean, we don't know.
Because
But
they
they
not
talk.
long.
Yeah, they're not long. They only seconds long. But here's the thing also.
I
It's one thing that we know. He
I
was
know.
liking a lot of her pictures. And some blogger saw every last one of them, screenshot them, and allegedly sent it. Well,
She did. She
showed
sent it
them.
to everybody on the cast.
And she sent it to, yeah, right. And then Chris asked her to take them down for an interview.
Bravalita, I think it's her name.
Yeah,
What's wrong with
yeah,
liking pictures?
she got all, and she has all of those messages, by the way.
Ain't nothing wrong. I don't like nobody pictures, but I do like your pictures, D, sometimes. But I don't really like
So
no
I'm
other man.
like, he was,
I
I
like
mean, look,
everybody pictures.
I
But like,
have
come
no
on,
idea.
like
I have no idea if he, did anything with her, but I do believe he was playing with her
Okay.
online. It could
I
have
mean,
been an online thing and he never met her, but I think he was playing with her. I definitely, I believe that.
So, okay, I'm asking that off mine.
And I can guarantee you, if he could tell the story, she probably been sending him naked pictures for weeks or months. Like, that's what these girls are nasty. Like, they do stuff like that and then draw these men in and then expose them when things don't go their way.
So, what do y'all think about the conversation with Wendy and Gizelle about my mama was in the hospital, my daddy was in the hospital?
apologize, but that's something that Gizelle doesn't know how to do, and that
apologize and
shitty
move on.
comparison.
Like, they
What
really
would
could
she
have just
be
apologized and
apologizing
moved on.
for?
I guess for calling her mama evil.
And Wendy could have just apologized for not, I guess, reaching out to her when her dad was sick. Was that what it was for? They could have just
I don't
apologized.
think that she owed her an apology. I don't think that anybody owes anybody.
When do you ever think that Giselle owes an apology?
Never.
I never expected you.
I literally just said I didn't think Wendy owed her an apology for that.
Oh. I don't. I misheard you.
Well, I don't think Wendy knew that the magnitude, is that the right word, of her daddy's illness. But I don't think that, even, I don't know, because when you find out somebody's elderly, because Gizelle is 50, so her daddy got to be 80. When you find out somebody's elderly parent is in the hospital, your answer should not be, I don't care about what is going on, because when my mom, because so Candiace was like, even though I don't like, and y'all can see I like Candiace. I feel like Candiace and Gizelle should have made up. She was like, even though Gizelle and I are friends right now, I don't even like her. I feel bad about her dad being in the hospital. That's it. That's all.
I don't think you have to make an announcement either way it go. Like, when I don't, like, straight up don't mess with nobody and I hear bad news, like at work, somebody I don't care nothing about it, be like, girl, she had a stroke last night. I just shut up. I ain't got nothing to say. Especially if it's in a group of people and I ain't on the line to talk back. Like, I just don't say nothing. I don't know what's wrong with not saying nothing. That was I don't think that I didn't understand the declaration of I'm not gonna give you support.
I think
it was unnecessary.
This
It
was
was so
what I
weird.
wouldn't even gotta address it, but I want to show people's comments.
But
So,
I
yeah.
know that Mia was trying to convince them to talk to her too, which wasn't necessary. Mia was being messy. Yeah, because she did say, well, go talk to her. And that's why they even had to reject it. I just don't understand the declaration.
Yeah, Mia had brought it up.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
be causing
And they
chaos and
start,
confusion.
she
Okay.
Yeah,
asked
Mia was
all the
trying to get
questions
them to
that people
go.
want to
Yeah.
know for real. I'm not
That's
gonna
why
lie.
she's sitting in first seat. I agree she
True.
earned her seat.
I don't think Karen should have been first seat because she ain't said a thing, ain't done a thing,
She
ain't doing
sure.
a
I'm
thing.
not gonna lie. Giselle should have been first seat.
Giselle should have been first
I
seat.
Should have
actually
been first
thought
seat.
that
I'm not
Robyn
understanding
And
my
Robyn,
experience.
it could be interchangeable between Robyn and Gizelle. But I feel
Right.
like Gizelle, because Gizelle, I'm gonna say this. Giselle at this reunion, I like her better cute and mute. She was going in to me. I mean, like
Was she? Oh
it
God.
wasn't even like reading, but it was just like anger. Like she was fed the F
Yelling.
up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
so
She
it
was
was just like,
activated.
ooh,
Look
it
in
was
the mess with that double chin.
ooh. But I
Showing
but I
her
will
true
say
colors,
this,
if you ask me.
y'all. But see, that's why I said I don't think it bothers her when people call her neck, because she would be like Karen, who looked crazy with all this
Yeah.
surgery. She's
Karen
okay
looks
with it.
good.
Looked
You know what I
Karen
mean?
good.
looks
Karen looked a mess
amazing.
before, in
Karen
my
looked
opinion. She
what
looked
you
like
think?
a witch before. Now she
Karen
looks
looked.
better. She looked better now than she did. Now do that same photo, but with an old picture of her.
Stop
She looked
it,
way
Leanne. I
more
will
like
not.
that witch. I'm just saying, she looked
What
more
your
like
people?
that witch when she was previous years.
She did, but
Everybody is picking up on her protruding mouth too.
I think it's dentures. I mean, to be triple 20, I'm not saying she don't look great, but
She
I
looks
do
good.
think she's maybe
Her
going
body
back.
looks real good. It might be stove out, but she looks
Girl,
good.
I take it. But yeah, I
Joy,
think
what you say Karen be doing with her mouth?
I can't even do it. My teeth is real, but yeah, she just
Sorry. Why would you do that?
Joy.
Joy do it. Joy must do it. What Karen do with her mouth?
She
But I mean,
extends
I
that
do.
bottom lip. It's so weird. And the only thing I could think of is that her dentures are
She
shifting.
old.
And she's trying to. She's not that old. And my
But why
husband,
won't
when
she just go give
he
it
be like,
years?
he look old young. That's what my husband said. I said, what's old young? He said she kind of look younger, but she look real old at the same time.
I was
I
trying to
like
figure
her
out why
hair
won't
like
she
that.
just get some
Do
veneers?
y'all
Why won't
think
she
You're
just
right.
get
she should get her
veneers?
neck fixed? Do y'all think she should get her neck done?
Who?
No, she need to let it alone for a
No,
little
just leave
while.
it be.
No, I'm
She
talking about
look good.
Giselle. Not
Yeah,
Karen.
just leave it be.
Karen can't do no more.
I
Please,
mean,
Karen.
it wouldn't hurt for Giselle to get a. I mean, if she wanted to get a little tweak, it doesn't have to be nothing extravagant to
Right.
achieve what you know. It doesn't
Yeah, I
take
don't see
much.
nothing wrong with it.
Just a
One of the things
small
that I like about
little.
Gizelle is she didn't change for y'all. She's one of the people that I have to admit, you can call her clothes tacky and all that kind of stuff.
Well, her
Giselle
clothes is
has
tacky,
she's
child.
literally been the same person. Her wigs just got better.
They didn't get better either.
Sometimes. Look,
It's
sometimes.
with her hair. Giselle has so much hair, but I know you have to let
Yes,
your
ma'am.
hair breathe. I mean, those styles because they're under those lights.
That's
But I like
because
when
she
she wears
fries it
her
with
hair.
that blonde. That's
Yeah,
why she can't never wear real hair.
She does wear her wear hair a lot on
She
Instagram.
really- she
Giselle's hair
has.
is
know, I'm
beautiful.
saying,
A lot of her.
Oh, I know what
that
you're saying. She
blonde
can't.
is not
Yes,
good for
I
her.
used to be blonde in college, so I will tell y'all that.
What?
Yeah.
You ain't seen? I seen you the picture. I was blonde. I was red. I've been every color, but yeah. But
I
anyway,
done been a redhead before.
I done
In
been a
orange.
redhead, honey. This yes,
I done
and
been a color child, honey.
yes. Okay. Anyway, we
Y'all
talked
know
about
why Candiace
what
was
y'all want to talk about.
crying?
Jason. Oh, go ahead.
I was trying. Did we talk about why was Candiace crying when Gizelle was talking about her father?
I think you left at that point. Yeah, I think because Candiace cares about Gizelle. What do you think?
Oh, okay. I don't know. It was so confusing to me. I'd be genuinely confused.
What is
Like,
confused about crying because someone
I
died?
guess my thing was if at the only place that my mind could go was looking back, knowing that her father died, I would feel a little guilty. That's just me. Had I said or not said something, I would have felt guilty. Although Candiace didn't say anything negative at the reunion, but knowing that he died 2 weeks later, and I didn't extend some kind of sympathy, and now it's 7 months later, and she's in front of me. I would fit. That's just
That
me.
could be
I
it
would feel
too.
guilty, but I think if she has said, I can understand. She. I don't think she had to say anything, but just a sense of something of empathy. If you're showing this much emotion, that's the part that I didn't understand. To show that kind of emotion and not be able to say something, like, cause the only emotion that it seems like she can control this one, but not when she's angry. It doesn't make sense to me. Usually a person that feels a lot, and they can express those feelings, not just anger. That's the part that was so confusing to me. I didn't understand the tears, and I
Oh,
didn't know if she was acting or what.
I think they were genuine. I think that it could be a mixture of both. What she did feel like we fought this whole season. Your daddy was sick. I could have been there for you because I care about you. We were friends, you know what I mean? And so,
Mm-hmm.
she may have wanted to be at the celebration of life. I mean, I don't know what kind of relationship she had with Gizelle. That I don't know. I feel like they all liked him, and he, was impactful with them. So that could be it. But Candiace just cries though. But I do feel like this was more of she cares, like she really cares about Gizelle, and I think they could have moved on. Because I think that she liked Gizelle up until the sneaky link stuff. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Candiace.
yeah,
Yeah, they didn't have any real issues. They had small issues, but not like big like now.
yeah. And I mean, Chris used to cook for them. Like they used to hang out. I think
That's
not as
why
much as
the
with the
whole
other
season
people.
6
But
debacle was so full of shit. Because,
who is this?
child, this man the whole left you in his house.
Do y'all want to talk about Jason? Do y'all know who Jason is?
I'm,
Gizelle and
I'm
her
listening.
Jason.
shameful
Oh,
relationship.
the fake relationship.
So y'all think it was fake? I don't think it was fake.
Sham.
Yeah.
I
Sham.
definitely.
And the most they
It
was
was not
doing was
fake. It just
fucking.
wasn't what you wanted it to be. Because I feel like when you date, and people nowadays, and do you know this? People nowadays, when they date, they don't just date one person. You can't expect this unless you say we together, we monogamous. You cannot expect them to not date other people
What
until
was
you
the
have that
purpose of introducing
talk.
her
What
to
y'all think
her
about
daughter?
Mia saying?
Exactly.
I didn't.
Um, Mia was saying something about the athlete. Is
I mean,
one of them athlete?
Giselle dates other people. I
Yeah.
don't under. This is why people
I
with
don't think
Kenya
she
and
doesn't
Giselle.
date.
Giselle and Kenya are two beautiful women, and people like they can't get married. There's people down the street, the ugly lady down the street who got a man. If she can get a
Mm-hmm.
man, then
It's
Kenya
a
can
lady
get a
with two heads that just got married.
That's the lady that just got
Yes.
married to one man. So you're trying to say that these beautiful women, and this lady got a bad attitude and she ugly, okay? And I'm sorry, y'all know somebody like that, and she got a man. So you cannot tell me that a pretty woman, even if you think her attitude is ugly, cannot get a man. So I feel like we need to quit saying that because they can get a man. You can. Do y'all not agree? Do y'all really think she cannot get a man?
Mm, I'm not gonna say she can't get a man. I think
I
she has
definitely
trouble
feel
in
like
that
she can.
department
I just think
because
I
she
of
think
got.
some of
that
her
Giselle
past
has trouble.
relationships.
I
I
think
don't know.
she has issues with the caliber of men that she dates being
Right,
on
decent. I got
television.
one.
I think that's her issue.
Oh yeah,
Right.
because they're not famous people. Normally, they're not people that are in the limelight.
And
Right.
that's who
That's what
I
I'm
prefer to
saying.
date. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just think that that's her issue. Is finding somebody that's willing to date her on camera. It ain't really
Well,
Because,
about
think
and
about
I'm
it.
gonna
her.
tell you why.
You better
Once
get
these
on it.
men get on camera, what are
Yeah,
they? They're
yeah.
gay. You
They're
find out they've been to
targets.
jail.
Yeah.
You find out they cheaters. You find out they got 4 or 5 baby mamas. Like people and like Simon, they investigate these men
Yeah,
once
Right.
they get on the show. So that's why they don't want to come on the show. And I
yeah,
think that's why Peter was
yeah.
getting paid because he like, if I'm gonna be on the show, they're gonna be finding out I'm bankrupt with bar one all the time. You're gonna have to pay me. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
But
guess
that's
that's the
the
price she has to
bounce back
pay. She
kid,
wants a
ain't
king. She have to forfeit her love life.
So I guess that's why they do sometimes pay these guys to be on the show, but I don't think they're paying them for a relationship because Cynthia paid Peter. You know what I'm
You think
saying?
so? You think
Yeah,
so? I
And
thought they
y'all
were
don't
actually
remember that
together.
conversation with
Peter, yes,
Yeah.
Peter got some. Yeah,
King?
Cynthia admitted it, and Peter said it. He got paid to be on the
Yeah.
show.
Well,
do
he
all
got
that?
paid off her contract.
Off her
He
contract, yes.
he got paid
I
off
mean,
of
we're
her
really
contract. That was
She paid
the
him like 10%
situation they set
or
up.
something like that.
Y'all
Yeah.
don't remember the
You know,
situation with
Cynthia was
Kenya?
making like $1
Y'all
million.
don't remember the
that their
situation
marriage
with
was
Kenya?
fake.
No, it wasn't fake, but for him to be, he
Oh.
wanted to get paid.
Oh
Bravo
yeah,
doesn't
I
pay
did hear. That's
them.
why I thought
Yeah.
all husbands got paid because I remember Peter saying that.
But no, Bravo didn't pay them.
Yeah.
He had an agreement with
I
Cynthia.
heard that they do though.
Wow.
I heard that I don't know that
But they were thinking about it after the
Listen.
Michael Darby.
I think Joe Gorga
Y'all
gets
see.
paid.
Well, he act like he do if he don't.
They
Do you
should
think
get paid.
Joe Gorga.
So what
that's
they
not
I
true
hope
either.
he's
They just don't
sick.
show.
Look, I hope he gonna be sick as a dog when
Who?
she get fired. Melissa. I
Oh,
want
me
her off
too.
that show.
Okay,
Oh,
we're
me
gonna talk
too.
about that at that should have been
Oh,
our chat
Lord.
stick. We'll talk about that too in the end. Is there anything else we missed? Oh, so I want to say this. Karen said that when Jason was in diapers, Gizelle was in something. But
In
what about
high
Ray?
school.
What about Ray and Karen? Were they not the
Oh.
same? Were they not the same?
No, because
Oh.
Karen was grown. Karen wasn't that far off from
Jason
what
is
hell she was.
37 years
No,
old.
Jason's almost 40, honey. Jason's older than Ashley. Everybody in
Oh, I
that
thought he was
summer
a little
house.
younger than that. I thought he was a
No,
little younger than
everybody in
that.
that summer house, winter
He
house, was
pushing
older than
40.
Ashley. Ashley was younger than all them.
How
I
old is
knew
Ray?
that, but I'm saying I still thought he was more so around like a couple years younger, like 33, something like that.
He's about to be
He's
40.
37.
Honey, he's about to be protected class.
Okay, child, Gizelle almost 60.
He's 52,
He's 43. I mean 53.
53. That's not that much.
Almost 60. 2
That
million
is
numbers
not.
closed.
That is 7 years. That is not
I'm
almost
not
doesn't get.
enough,
What
like-
did Brandy say? Hold on. In the words of Brandy,
Almost doesn't count.
There we go. Let's move on.
Fuck Gizelle. We need Nicki Minaj to host the reunion again so she can cut into their asses.
But they was just with her at the
Like she
concert,
said.
and remember Nikki said, "We all messy. Y'all quit acting like y'all who watch this show ain't as messy as the people on the show. Y'all be clutching y'all pearls when y'all say worse things. Not y'all,
You say
but
we're-
y'all.
That's why I like Candiace.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You identify with who you
I
kind of
don't
believe
do what
more.
Gizelle does though. So that's why again I resonate with Candiace. Not with the crying because I hate that she cries all
I
the
don't
time.
like
but
crying.
that's just
I hate it. I
but
can't.
the
Do
way
you think
she
Candiace is
doing
pregnant?
stuff,
Is that
love
why
that.
she was crying
I
so
love
much?
it.
Because she had been pregnant? When was this filmed?
She's just a crier. I feel like she's just one of the people
Last
that
month.
happy, mad, sad. She's gonna cry. That's like her go-to. I don't know.
And it's
Oh.
crazy how I hate all the shit stirrers on these TV shows when I'm that person in my friend group. That's what's
You
so
sure
funny.
are. And this one right here.
That is so
I'm
funny
not-
because like
I'm
I
not a
definitely
shit
would have been
stirrer.
I would have definitely
Just a little
been
bit.
a Kenya. Like during the
Yes.
Bolo situation, I would have been like, oh, I heard somebody fucking Bolo last night, honey. That would have been me. Okay.
Okay, I do have a question. Did anybody find out who the blonde woman was with Jason?
No, I don't
No.
even pay attention to him.
I just want to know who she is. Okay, I'm nosy. All right. Do I have
Probably
anything
somebody
else?
that's on Summer House and Winter House.
Yeah, and I don't watch those too much.
Yeah. They don't
You
like
don't watch
Gizelle.
Martha's Vineyard?
I watch Martha's Vineyard and I
Is it
watch
good?
some
I
of
watch.
I
and-
watch
Yeah,
it.
it's the black one. That's the only
Yeah,
reason I
it's good.
watch
It's
it.
good.
Oh, the
The-
man. Go ahead. When the man came out, do we
It's
have
a
anything
nice
that was
looking boy on there. I mean, he a tender.
What
So
you talking
Ray-
about?
Are y'all
Alex
talking about-
or the
The
little
tall
short one?
guy with the mustache.
Alex.
Are we done
Alex.
with the? Are we done with
Yes.
the?
Ew, and I'm more of
Yeah.
a mirror kind of.
Can y'all send me the pictures, please? Because I don't know what
Yeah,
anybody look like.
He's
Um,
nice looking.
Oh.
Because I need to
What
see
do
if I think they're
What do you
cute. I
guys
have a
think
type.
about?
I ain't gonna
what do you
tell y'all what
guys
my
think-
type is. Go
What
ahead.
do you guys think about them still with us finna be on part 3 and we still ain't talked about Wendy and Necca? Not that I'm complaining, but
I was no,
I'll let you.
and wait a minute, let me say this. And it was in the description. when
And
I
Ashley
did
said this was
when
her
I-
worst reunion, but they hadn't even
Who?
talked to this heifer.
Who?
Who?
Okay, when
Ashley.
at that interview that you talked when you were talking about, Ashley said the reunion was very hard for me. So
Yeah.
Karen, after the reunion, Karen
Yeah.
Talk to her.
I'm
She
thinking,
said two
she
words the whole time.
what the
Did
hell?
she
I
say
don't.
anything today?
I think she's
Did she
fired,
say
y'all. That's who I
anything
think not
yesterday?
coming back.
You
'Cause
think
she
because
gave
she
nothing.
said nothing.
She gave nothing. I think it's worse because I think she knows she getting fired. She know that she had nothing to say. Maybe that's what she meant by the worst one. Like
That's what
she knows she didn't have nothing to say. She knows she was like irrelevant. So this is bad to her because she knows she on the chopping block. Maybe.
Okay, because child Robyn even had more to say than Ashley.
right.
And
That's what I'm saying. This reunion, the first part was Candiace,
Neka
Gizelle,
did.
and Ashley. Wendy said a little bit.
And she speaks
Mia
to her
said a little
husband
bit.
so crazy. And why did Warren get an indirect straight from Neka? She told him he
Oh
could take
God,
his ass
what did she
home.
say? Oh
Neka.
God.
She
She
told me
said,
so.
I was surprised she said
said,
that.
"Be
She
quiet
said,
before
"You
I
need to
send
go
you
where
where
Ron
Ron
is."
is." Right. I
Yes.
was like, I said, Nickel trying to come back. I ain't.
Listen, she trying to prove she ain't on no type side.
Well, you
honey.
know
She
the
was
rumor
asking all
is
sorts of
that
questions.
she is coming back.
I've heard she's
I heard that
not.
she
And then I heard she
begged
was.
for her spot. Like I read that she begged for her spot back. That's the only like she like really was like, I need a redemption season. Bring me
And
back.
she probably said she ain't
Blah
got to
blah
pay me a
blah.
lot because my family owned countries
I'm rich
and
anyway,
houses.
so I
You
just
know?
want the exposure. I can wholeheartedly see her doing that from how hard she fought to even be on the show in the first place.
Okay, let me see these papers.
Okay, you don't have to pay me that much. All I need is
Right.
Interested in
$50,000.
watching her family. Let me say this, like for real, we didn't get to see a whole lot of that of Wendy, and I ain't mad at her. That that's your prerogative how you want to present yourself on reality TV. But Aneka seemed like she might be a little bit more open.
But I don't think Wendy wants to show her bleaching mama, which
But that's what Wendy means by not to y'all, but how the group is not like the world is not ready for those types of conversations because that's a real
they're
problem
not.
in Africa. Like
Yeah.
I watched this show called like Young, Rich, and Famous or something on Netflix with these African people, and it's like
Yeah, all of them
African.
bleach.
They all look like
Yeah,
it.
they all
just like
bleach.
it's a real
That's
problem over
I
there.
saw
crazy.
one a couple of.
But the
They-
world's not ready for those type of conversations. Not Potomac viewers, at least. Like
They're not. And then like the Real Housewives of those African countries, I think it was Tori who said they all bleach. I've never watched those shows, but they all bleach.
Lagos and stuff.
Yes.
yeah, they do. Yep.
But then how they gonna be saying that all the dark skinned wasn't it one of them that said all the light skinned people need to go and only dark skinned people need
It
to
was
be
an
on the show?
African that said all the light skinned bees need to be removed.
Colorism is bad over there, really
That's
bad,
all.
and because they really do get treated a different way. I'm pretty sure dark skin they get treated like how dark skin people used to get treated. They still get treated like that in America, but like
Not as
back
yeah.
when, yeah, you feel what I'm saying? Like they probably still get treated like that in Africa, like shit, and like
that's why they
probably
bleed.
make them feel. But if you watch that show, Young African and Famous,
I'm
or
gonna
something
have
like
to
that
watch.
on Netflix.
And also in
You
India
can
too,
see the
like
dynamic.
Bollywood, those people, the men can be darker, but the women have to be lighter. So it's not just us, but it's like in India and some of them countries.
Yeah. They have a
the
true
lighter
cast
skin.
system.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna read the book called Cast when you said that. I got that on my thing. What about the husbands? Anything we want to talk about before we get off?
Nothing other than
Chris is sassy, isn't he?
clear Gizelle.
Cleared them.
Chris,
nice.
I felt like she didn't want to argue with him, but I do think he made some good points.
I definitely.
I think he missed Gizelle too, but I'm just gonna tell you. But go ahead.
I think he's probably
I think
disappointed
that
in Gizelle.
I
He
think
could
he
have at
did,
least
and I think
shaved. He need to go see the barber. He looks so unkept and ungroomed.
so. Do you think if
Fine.
Candiace was married to a black
Candiace-
man with 3
Candiace
baby
probably
mamas,
got
she had
about
3 baby mamas or
Candiace-
2, would there be an issue?
2.
What happened?
If he was a black man with 2 baby mamas and having a Food Network, not even a Food Network show, but cooking on YouTube, do you think that we would?
TikTok.
No.
Listen, Linda.
I don't think it's a problem for anybody to do that. We're in an era where people have jobs on the internet.
But he don't have a lot of followers yet, which we don't either. So I ain't trying to talk about you, Chris.
But Chris making probably more than we
It's also
making
the
on
time
here.
You ain't making nothing yet. So yeah.
But
So if they brought some white women on, and okay, and if Chris would have said, and I think, did I say this on here last week? If he would have said that I don't want brown skinned children, what would y'all have said?
if Chris would have said that,
Yeah.
that wouldn't have been okay.
If Gizelle and Robyn would have said, I don't want my kids to be brown skinned, what would y'all have said?
It would have been wrong. And I think when Candiace said it, she shouldn't have said that.
I agree. Okay. See, me and Leah, we agree too much tonight. I don't like it. We need to stop it.
I mean, but I think that is. I think it's a little different though, because she was saying that she wanted her kids to be dark instead of on the lighter side. So
But
I
what
don't think.
makes that better?
I mean, it doesn't.
Because I got a very light skinned child, and I don't think that I don't want her to be mistreated because she's light. And if she says something to a dark skinned person, I don't want them to say she's colors.
I mean, I get it. I get
You know
it.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Because her eyes ain't green, but they light. You know, I just don't want. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it should not be just because someone's darker, they should not be able to say whatever they want to someone who's lighter. And
But
the
I
person
mean,
not
like I
able
said, though, if looking at the show, I can understand why colorism is a topic, considering how they handle certain people versus how they handle another certain person. It does come off that
Who
way.
is
They may
they
not
though?
That's the fans. It's
mean
not
it.
them. Because Ashley, Robyn, they all fought each other and they were the same color. Well, Robyn may be lighter than me.
I said this earlier. How is Giselle's tagline where she was talking about the shade?
Mm-hmm.
I had just
She
read
didn't
it
even write that. Y'all know that? She
No,
didn't
they don't
even
write their own
that.
taglines. No.
She don't even write that.
Kenya didn't write her. None of them write theirs.
Idea, though. Why did that make sense? Like,
It came from
I'm like,
Giselle's story. They pulled her.
it was
They pulled her
based off of
taglines
shade.
from the storylines.
It's based off of shade, and it's not based off of the color skin shade.
But the fact that it could be a double entity, it shouldn't have.
Yeah,
even
it could be a double entendre,
but
but
it could. Yeah.
Because Kenya said something similar. Like, what did she say? Don't stay in my shadow. Get out of my shade. What did she say?
If you don't like my shade, then you better step out of my shadow.
My shadow or something like that.
I live for
so
that
they
little
were very
tagline.
similar when they were talking about shade. Because she said the only thing on something is staying in the shade. Giselle's was something like that. So
The only
what was it? I can't remember. But I don't think that they're I don't. Hopefully not with the kids they have, because their kids are all dark. Even Mia's, even Karen's. Like, they all married men who would give them darker kids. If they wanted their kids to be light, all they had to do was marry.
Did you hear what I said?
What?
I was saying it was the secret to this pretty face is staying in the shade.
Staying in the shade, yeah.
That was not too smart, in my opinion.
Could have been.
Didn't mean it that way.
But they don't write them, because I know Karen didn't write that fence crap.
That was horrible.
Now, Gizelle did the word on.
I know she didn't write
word on the street is word on the street. So she told them whatever they wanted her to say the first season, she did turn it down. That came from her hairdresser. But
and Gizelle said that she didn't write this one about a door. She said, because she said, when I got the tagline, I was like, yeah, finally they got it right.
Yeah.
So she didn't even write this current one.
None of them write them. None of them write them.
Because that was a good play
because
on words. Or on their name.
Oh, I forgot. Did we want to say anything about the husbands? We done with the husbands? Okay, I do want to talk about New Jersey real quick. Did y'all see where Andy said that they can't go on with Melissa and Teresa not talking?
Yes. Yeah.
Because at first I was thinking, how you gonna be mad at the Potomac ladies for not talking to each other and let New Jersey do it? But they're not gonna do it.
It is a big difference now. Hold on. It is Melissa versus Teresa is a whole can of worms. Okay, so you know what? Them avoiding each other is not a bad thing.
But Andy
really
said
not.
It's just not good. Let me say this.
At least for 1 year.
Y'all know season 5 of Atlanta that Nene and Kim didn't speak at all. They didn't speak from the first. Carlos King said that in the interview. He said it's so hard to produce a show like that because they have to edit things to make things work and manipulate things when all the cast aren't talking. We watched the I'm sure we're gonna do the same thing that we were doing on Potomac. We're gonna do on New Jersey. It's gonna be awkward.
Yeah.
I don't want to see them fight either, but it's gonna be awkward. I bet you it's gonna be awkward.
And we're gonna
watching
do
these-
that show too. If
Yeah,
y'all
Well,
care.
I'll say this: I'd rather Teresa not talk to Margaret and Melissa than engage with them,
I
especially
agree with that.
Margaret.
I agree with that. Like, I agree. I know why. Look, I can't even blame, in my opinion, Teresa. Teresa is the target every solid season. I don't even know how this girl carries this kind of stress. It almost feel like you
She
playing a
said for the
virtual
ultimate
game
girls trip.
of Return of the Zombies and you being attacked on every corner. It's very few seasons. Teresa went in and was starting crap. She has done it, but
I was
most
just
of the
gonna
time,
say, wait a minute.
Honey, with Evan,
yeah, she has done it, but most of the time she is on defense. She has been on defense season after season after season.
Okay,
We
but
don't even
also
know
in
Louis.
Joy
also
loves
in Teresa's
Teresa as much
defense.
as she loves Giselle. Just know that.
Okay,
people.
but in Teresa's defense, though, Jackie did start with her. Teresa just finished it the next season.
Yeah, this is true. I'm not arguing. I'm just saying she wasn't on the defense that season. That season, she was like, "I'm tired of y'all. I got something for you," and she told some tea.
I have a
But
question.
she is often
Go ahead.
on the defense.
I have a
Go ahead.
question. So, if they had to get rid of one, who do you think it would be? Melissa or Teresa?
Bye,
Definitely.
Melissa.
They love Teresa. I don't know.
Definitely.
I don't watch
Melissa's
enough
out of
to
here.
know.
Teresa is the show, in my opinion.
Yes,
The
She-
same
I
way they
mean,
stopped,
definitely. It's not
she
even a
got locked
second.
up. They can't do it without
But
her.
does Andy like Melissa more than
I think
Andy
he
likes Joe
like
Gorga.
I think he likes Joe.
Oh, he
right.
likes
He
Joe.
likes
Okay.
Joe.
I was wondering what it is. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he
the only
likes
reason that bitch is still here. Because if Joe would have divorced Melissa,
Right.
baby, she would have been gone off the damn
Yeah,
show.
he's the
Been
show.
She's
gone.
still around because of Joe.
He is Peter to Cynthia.
Okay. Now,
He
can we
is
look at these Summer House
Andy,
people real
would
quick
you-
so y'all can tell
would
me who
you
y'all
say
like
that?
so we can go? Who
Huh?
y'all like on this Summer House?
Alex, he's the dark skinned tall one.
To be
Oh,
honest with you, they
girl, he
all
looks
get
like
on my
a nice
nerve.
cup
Who
of
do you
cocoa.
like?
He's a nice cup of cocoa.
Yes,
I
he
think
is.
they're all cute.
Amir is
no,
more my
First
speed.
of all, this is a good looking cast.
Yeah, they're all cute.
It
This
is.
is
It
a
is.
good looking cast of
Very
young
pretty.
people.
Yeah, I should have picked
I'm,
this up.
I'm
I
sad.
thought that's what you were doing.
I'm about to. I'm
Then-
sorry. I was being sorry. I was looking at
You
myself.
put the QR code up.
Oh, I was supposed to do that at the beginning too. Shoot, y'all gotta remind me. Okay, but go ahead.
I like Summer House. I pass judgment on these young people every.
So why don't we
week.
do the show if y'all like it? So here's the cast.
But I
It's kinda
like
look.
all of them.
You know
Who is the
what?
girl who slept with Alex?
Is it
Summer.
Shanice or
Is it
Summer?
Shanice?
Summer.
Summer.
Okay.
Okay.
Summer. First of all, I want to know. Second of all,
You wanna know if it was
she's
good?
playing herself. She plays herself.
She
I
does.
So
like
you
her.
wanna know if it was
I
good?
will say this about them: they are way too fucking emotional for me
Yes.
personally.
Oh, I can't.
Oh
Yeah.
my
I can't
god!
watch it. Damn.
Last episode, they were upset about any and everything. I'm just like,
I was
calm
like,
down.
what is
It's
going
not that deep.
on? Like the
Chill out.
crying. Like I was like, this is worse
What
than
do
the
y'all think about
story.
We
them
got to get
arguing
off the
over
thing,
who
but
can visit?
we're gonna talk
Who
up a
can
lot.
visit?
This is our QR code. Download everything, chatter up. We're gonna start doing some one-on-one stuff where you can see us kind of interact more when we get some time. And D's supposed to be helping us load some stuff or sending me some
Y'all
stuff.
still ain't sent me the password.
I don't even know it. I gotta remember. It's on my phone. I gotta save it. I gotta figure it out. I know it's chatter up. That's all I know. Because I don't really log into it. All right. So y'all ready to get off and then y'all talk about Summer House? Do
Yeah.
y'all want to cover Summer House or no?
No, I
No.
wouldn't mind after a couple of seasons. I mean,
Okay.
after a couple of episodes, but not every
The
week.
thing with the Summer House franchise, for me personally, they're even the white ones, like the black one too. But the just Summer House, Winter House, and Summer House, Martha's Vineyard with the black folks, they're just too emotional. Like it's too emotional. Like when I say too, I literally mean that. Like all of their arguments are leads to someone in tears. Like it's just
Oh, I can't.
it's overwhelming, like overstimulating, like for real. Like I don't know how to explain it. You just have to
I
sit
just
down one
take
day and
that up
watch
as
it.
immaturity. I've noticed that on Martha Vineyard, but
Hmm.
So how can you like Candiace crying and not them? What's the difference?
Because
I don't like the crime.
Makes me
it's
mad a bit.
it's still a difference. Like it's still a difference, and then they don't be arguing and fighting about serious shit. It be stupid shit.
Oh, they just crying.
Like she cried because they said she was the worst dress out of everybody, and she's upstairs in tears.
So
They
honey,
know she
Gizelle would have been crying
She had-
every
Wait
season,
a
right?
minute. She said she had no money for no clothes. And the girl that told it, the girl who said it was actually kind of sad. She was like, the girl who said it knew she did.
Why would you do that? People are
That's
so
just
mean.
It was mean. I thought
It
that
was
was
valid.
mean.
It was valid that she was mad, but god damn.
But don't cry. Now, did they show a preview for next week? Because I didn't see it. For Potomac.
No, I didn't see. And I
Okay.
haven't seen any digital pieces
Yeah.
either.
So y'all haven't seen? Okay. I wanted to make sure. I know it ended off with Gordon. About what do y'all think he's gonna say?
Sure, who knows? Who
That
knows
he
at this
again?
point?
Does
I
he?
think
Do you get it when you get prostate cancer? Do you get rid of a? I don't even know what a prostate is.
Sweetheart, you have a
we
prostate,
don't
honey.
have. But it leaves him impotent. I wonder did he have cancer or his cancer returned or something.
That's why I'm asking. Did it come back?
Yeah, it's possible. It can come back.
Oh, and she gonna leave him when he got down and out. Okay, anything else, y'all? This was pretty fun. The beginning was crazy. I'm sad Kelly
She's not
left.
divorcing him.
We sorry we acted a fool, but I can't. You know me. I can't. I'm working on me. I'm sorry, Lord. Okay.
It wasn't me. Let me be clear.
I just get
It
so
wasn't
you
me.
know I can't tolerate a
This
lot.
time.
That's why I only have one child. I only have one child because I can't tolerate a lot of bull crap. So it's always me.
Well, it
Y'all
wasn't
say
me.
no, it's not. D, come on
It
now.
wasn't me. It wasn't me, honey. This time it was
Right,
not me.
But Leanne came in, and you know, we
Helped us out.
What'd you say?
I said she came and
Who
helped
was
us
it?
out.
Was it me?
I don't know.
Well, in the live, we on like 2 hours and
I know. Joy gonna have to trim this. Peace.
I don't know.